All right. Yo, I think we are live. Yo, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today, we got a great show for you guys. Like always, I am ready to get back at it, man. Nice little day off, man. Your boy was sleeping. Man, I went out to eat. My wife and I, the whole family, and my wife, my boy. We went out to eat at this crab place, and like, yeah, it was like too expensive, but it was like good, man. I had like a chicken and meat plate with some like rice and vegetables, and my wife had some crab and stuff. It was good, man. It was good. So shout outs to Justin with the 3.
I'm happy to see that you have a new sponsor for the channel.
I do.
Lol, also it happened I got hooked into Yakuza 0 and Animal Crossing.
Nice. Yeah. Shout outs to Black Newell. You know, he's the sponsor, Valve. You know, he's helping out with the what's it called? With the giveaway. You know, helping out with the Nintendo Switch. Sponsoring the channel, help me out a little bit. So if you haven't seen today's video, check out Black Newell from Valve. You know what I'm saying? He's helping out with the Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway. That's what I wanted to do for those who are I teased a new character replacing Black Keely. Like, I teased the new character. I didn't have anything ready to go for the Game Awards. Like, I wanted to do the Game Awards with Black Newell, but like, I just didn't have it ready. Like, I wasn't in the mindset to do that. But I was like, hey, I can kind of do a little skit. Let me just try it. Let me test out my voice and let me test out the outfit and all that. So I just wanted to see how people responded to it. Seems like people liked it. I look in the comment section. Everyone said it was kind of funny. It was a nice little skit. You know, it didn't overstay its welcome. So yeah. So I thought, like I said, I wanted to test. I didn't want to do like a whole, you know, show of the Game Awards like with Black Newell, and like, what if it's like not funny, you know? So I wanted to test it out, see where it went. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a fun skit. It didn't take me long at all. Like, it didn't really. It actually took me longer to make the little prompt for like the cell phone, like the account balance. That took me the longest time to do, because I had to block out all the information, and then, I mean, it obviously wasn't my real account, but like, I had to like put all these little things in there and try to make it blend in, and then put the numbers, and that actually took me the longest to do at all that, which was funny. That's how weird editing is. But you know, it was fun, man. It was fun. I thought it was cool. Like, I'll do more stuff in the future. Maybe Black Newell will make an appearance here and there. Maybe Black Newell will be other places. Who knows? You know, who knows? So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Black Newell had me in stitches. Yeah. You got to do Black Newell. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs. Yo, what's up, Joe 9K? Welcome, fam. How you doing today? I responded to you back on Discord. I don't know if you saw my message, but I got you back on Discord, fam. Let's see here. Have OJ ever done a Black Phil Spencer? Like, yes and no. Like, I did like a skit with like, I think like Reggie Fils-Aimé or Doug Bowser, Phil Spencer, and like something else. But it wasn't like, oh, it's a different character. It was just like, oh, it was just me impersonating Phil Spencer. I mean, it was a skit a long time, like a few years ago, though, like a Michael Jackson type of situation, or like, I think I used Michael Jackson's music at some point. But I don't know what the skit was about, though. I forgot. If I can find the video. I just gotta go on my other account. It's on there. I just gotta find it. But yeah. So yeah. Did you guys see the little? You gotta look for the little details. I think it was like the SS Newell. minus $500 million from the account, so I only had about $450 to $475 left in the account. So I can't afford a Steam Deck OLED. Well, Black Newell can't afford a Steam Deck OLED for right now, so we gotta go with the Nintendo Switch 2 instead, you know. You know, those people that really don't like me, they want to say something, you know they do. But if they do, it make them seem like they're salty over a pure, just like a funny or like a not serious skit. But you know, if they saw that, they'd be fuming. You know, the fume would be coming out the ears. Oh man. Let's see here. I was waiting oh, you were waiting the whole day? Oh snap. I didn't know you were waiting the whole day. Oh my God, Joe. All right, hey, we'll probably let's get something set up for tomorrow morning. My morning, your afternoon. My bad, bro. I thought you wanted to set something up. I didn't know you wanted to have it that day. So my bad on there. But hey, you saw that I was more active on Discord. I did go on there. So, so yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for tomorrow morning. But I already put out the inquiries about what we talked about to the people that I needed to talk to about it. So, but yeah, we can do it tomorrow. My morning, your afternoon. So yeah. Those guys. I mean, if they saw, I don't think they saw the skit. But if they actually saw the skit, I think I think some of them would be like, they wouldn't do anything like in a response, but like deep down, they're probably seething that like I made fun of their Lord and Savior, you know. Let's see, what's a good OJ? Do more skits, bro. You're very talented. I don't know if I'm very talented, but I'll definitely do more skits to promote the Switch 2 giveaways. I'll think of other things for us to do. I'll think of other funny things for us to how to promote it and stuff. But yeah, like, you know, this year, like I said, I've been kind of lazy when it comes to the promotion of the channel. The last couple years, I've been pretty lazy. Just, you know, I've been working hard to create content, like to create good live streams, like stream all the time and edit. Like I haven't been slacking on that, but like promotion is like different, you know. When you're doing marketing, you've got to actually do and try different things, and you've got to actually ask people to subscribe, and you've got to invest a bit back into saying, okay, I'll deal with people just randomly subscribing, you know, for giveaways, you know, but if that can actually get new people in that like Nintendo or like RPGs or whatever, then it's worth the amount, you know, it's worth that, right? Instead of just saying, okay, we're just going to do giveaways just for live streams at certain points, right? So you got, I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been lacking on that for like the last couple years. I think, I forgot who it was, but somebody was like, yo, OJ, like your channel's been like at 129,000 for a hot minute. And I was like, I don't really pay attention to that stuff just because, like I said, I'm so focused on just making sure that I get you guys great content that I was like, oh, you know what? It has kind of been like at 129K for a hot minute, you know? So let me just like change that. Let me just do like some actual marketing for the channel. So like I said, we'll do some more stuff all year this year. I'll make sure to, you know, keep it up. I won't just stop there. But like, yeah, my sub count's never been anything that's been like, oh my God, I gotta worry about that or anything. I just worry about making sure I have great content for you guys, you know? Big love to Justin though. Shout out striking that first ninja blood. Yo, combo breaks. Hey yo, let's go. Shout outs to my man Justin. 6 on the board. You are the Hokage and the streaming chat. Anybody does 6 or more, you can put my man Justin on the top of the board. Let's go. Sharks is the Tinkerbells or like why I gotta roll up the sleeves. Why I gotta. The funniest thing about hating somebody online, it's like, man, you hate them online and you wish you can do something, but it's like, wait a minute, if I actually saw that person, he probably beat me up. So I can't. All I can do is talk behind my computer screen. That's why I say that's why I tell you guys I don't really hate nobody. In order for me to hate somebody, it's like, okay, I want to beat them up or something like that, or I really dislike them to the point to where it's like, it's that I don't really hate nobody to where I want to fight them, like especially not for free or anything like that, you know. Like I don't ever get to that point. I don't really hate nobody like that, like. But imagine some of these people talk about how much they hate me or how much they say whatever. Like you can't do anything about it. That's the funniest thing. And like I don't watch none of your content either. So it's like, man, not only does he not watch anything, he doesn't care, and you can't beat him up. Like that would make me see too if I was that stupid. Let's see here. OJ got the default. Yeah, I mean I got a new Google Pixel, guys. I didn't change the sound for the ringtone. I don't care. I don't really customize nothing, you know, on my phones. I just put the default stuff on there. So yeah, I got the default ringtone, you know, for the Pixel. I'm getting my other phone back. I think my other phone should be done. Like my phone's really unique. My phone that's getting fixed. It's a they don't make the model anymore. It's a OnePlus 7 McLaren. They don't make that, like the type of model that I have from 2019. They don't make it anymore. So it's like taking them extra long to get the parts, and it's like pretty expensive for fixing a phone, you know. So yeah. But yeah, I'm getting it fixed. Let's hear. What's up, Dane? Welcome, bro. If only a giveaway happened before Black Newell got a second yacht. Such a shame. I know, seriously. The second yacht came through, guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the second yacht. So we had to roll it that way, you know? What's up, George FT? Welcome to the stream. Can we see your 2025 recap? Yeah, my 2020. We went over my 2025 recap. We already went over like all of that. But if you want to see it, like I put it on my my Twitter page. I'll probably put it on the community post too. So I'll probably make a community post and say, hey, what were you guys's stats and all that. But yeah, like I can show you guys again like my stats for those who missed it. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, make sure you follow me there. You'll get all my posts, like stuff that maybe you missed. But yeah, 524 hours total, 63 games. Xenoblade Chronicles X was my top game. Just kind of go by it one by one. So if you look at my hours breakdown, I think I've already beaten these hours for like January and February. I only did 16 hours just because I wasn't really playing anything. I was just kind of waiting for March and Xenoblade. This is Donkey Kong last year, just Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. But like I think I've already put more hours. Yeah, I think I've put just about the same or right around the same amount of hours when it comes to the demo for Dragon Quest VII. And also Trails in the Sky, I've also put some time into that this month as well. So yeah, I think I've already got more hours. March, that's gonna be fun. You know, obviously March started picking up Xenoblade, Mario Kart, and Guardians of Azuma, Donkey Kong Bonanza, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's been good. It was a good year. I think it was one of my higher gaming years, 500 plus hours. Most top games, 83 hours for Xenoblade, 81 hours for Guardians of Azuma, 68 hours for Donkey Kong Bonanza, 63 games, 524 hours, and my breakdown. So yeah, there you go. There you go. I mean, I don't know, man. Listen. I had a couple of people reaching out to me on Twitter because I made a post. I made this post on Twitter, and some people were trying to, you know, kind of come back at me with certain things. And I said, listen, man, listen. I made this post right here. I quote tweeted this other dude. He's kind of crazy when it comes to Nintendo stuff, but whatever. That's not the point. The point was like, I put most YouTubers, rage baiters don't play many games. That's why many don't post their year in review stats / games, etc. They used to like games, but now it's all about just making money off the culture as fast and easily as possible with AI slop thumbs and sensationalism. And I noticed that, bruh. I'm looking at some of these Nintendo content creators, some of the biggest ones, they didn't post their stats. They didn't post anything. I wonder what happened there. Y'all should have posted it. That's the year. Y'all should have posted something. So yeah. But I had some people try to try me a little bit here. You know, this guy said facts. I've been getting that vibe from Arlo. Listen, I don't know if Arlo this or that, but I mean, if he ain't posting nothing, then hey, smells like a duck, walks like a duck, looks like a duck. Yeah, you know, maybe it's a duck. I don't know who this guy is. But he's a troll account, but he tried to play him. He says, unlike you who just released a 15-minute video from a single tweet about Xenosaga, which has already pretty much been disproven to be relevant, but go off, King. See, this is the thing that you're talking about, like people that are trolling, but I think he thought he was smart with this one. Let me tell you something right now, guys. If you want to be a content creator and you want to make a lot of money as fast as possible, Xenosaga, Xenoblade, and Monolith Soft are probably not the things to talk about. Honestly, like for real, for anybody that wants to get into content creation and you want to make money, you want to make Kai Cenat money or speed money, I don't think talking about making 15-minute videos on Xenosaga and Monolith Soft are your keys to riches, okay? I personally don't think that's a good idea if you're trying to make a ton of money. That's just my idea. This is my thing.
Can I get Gourmet Race from Kirby? It's my wife's favorite song.
Yes, sir.
Lol, tears of joy. Also, do you think a lot of people that complain about Nintendo just don't like modern Nintendo and can't admit it to themselves?
Yeah, I think that there's definitely some of that. I think that there's some that just simply don't like it anymore. Don't really like video games that much anymore. But, you know, they might be in a state of denial or something like that. What's up, SK Massive? Might be in a state of denial a little bit when it comes down to that. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's get this one here. Gourmet Race. Let's see here. Go off. Yeah, I did go off. I said, don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. I know what I'm doing over here, bro. And I showed you guys like 2017, 2018, like we always had a good amount of hours, a good amount of games. And the only reason why I didn't have a good amount of hours or games in 2024 was because Nintendo was transitioning to the Switch 2 and I was playing my PlayStation 5. SMT5 Vengeance, Stellar Blade, Metaphor Refantasio. I went straight from, you know, Astro Bot. I was just playing my PS5 all 2024 because Nintendo was kind of, you know, they were getting ready for the Switch 2. I did play a lot of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door though that year, but yeah, you know, a lot of the hours were put into the place, like the RPGs, like I said. So it's like, which I did post some things about, like my, you know, my PS5 that year. So I posted like, hey, look, this is how many hours I put. And I put 160 hours into Metaphor, put 100 plus hours into SMT5, put, you know, 20 hours or whatever into Astrobot, put another 30 hours plus into Stellar Blade, you know. So I had a good amount of hours in 2024. Shout outs to Justin with another 3 though. My man Justin running the stream right now. 9 on the board, ups his lead to 9 everywhere. So shout outs to Justin. Anybody does 9 or more, you can beat my man Justin on the Hokage board. 6 or more to beat him on the Stream Ninja board. Let's go. Going for the 98 platinum streak today. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. What's up, Alien Weaponry? Welcome. I wouldn't pay attention to that whole Sam Darnold questionable. That's not going to matter. They're just going to shoot him up, right? Before they get out. They're just going to take, if he's feeling, they're just going to hit him with one of them stem packs, right? Don't worry. Trust me. He's going to be feeling like $1 million on Saturday. So I wouldn't pay attention to any of that sellout. Don't think he's going to play worse because of that. Nah. You got adrenaline, plus you got stem packs. That's how they do it. I mean, I was playing one game in college. I broke a rib. Hit me with that EMT. I was fine. I was ready to go right back in. And I had ribs broken. So I think he'll be fine. Let's see here. We'll get more games in 2026, 2027, especially Smash 6 comes out. Well, I mean, it's Nintendo. We always get more games. I mean, last year we had 6 major games. There were 6 months in the year. So we had pretty much a game a month. And that doesn't, like I said, that doesn't include the smaller things and all the third-party support. So yeah, there's always going to be games. DBZ Nation still wants to debate Nintendo versus PlayStation. I don't care about DBZ Nation. I don't care about him, and I don't want to debate Nintendo. Like, that's stupid. I'm not debating console wars. I'm not debating fanboy wars with idiots. So I don't want to debate that. Or he can pay me. Like, he can pay me and we'll debate it. So if he wants my energy or my time for something so stupid, then, like I said, tell him to pay me. So yeah. Why is Nintendo Switch 2 down bad right now? Definitely a kerfuffle. Why are they? Tell me how are they down bad? Like, what are the sales numbers? Give me what they sold in Japan. Give me the sales numbers and everything right now. So go ahead, let me know. Let's see. What's up, Jay Biggs? Welcome. You still should be affected somewhat. And I'm pretty sure you're DBZ Nation, by the way. I'm almost positive you're that. You're on a sock account. So, I mean, nobody's that dumb to think that you remember. I've never seen you in here before, and nobody's that dumb to believe that you somehow remember that argument with that one random guy. You're him. And yeah, give me the numbers. Give me the sales numbers for the Switch 2. Give me the Japanese sales number that we just went over. Give me all that, and then we can go. Let's see here. We're grown man at no point. Yeah, I'm not debating Nintendo versus. This guy's a freaking idiot. He just wants clout. So, like I said, tell DBZ Nation to pay me, and then we'll do it. So I'll take about $100 per hour. So go ahead, and if you want to pay $100, tell him to pay me $100 per hour. I'll debate whatever he wants for 1 hour. So if you want my time, pay up. Let's see here. But yeah, you've never been here before, so that's definitely him. That's definitely him. It's the same guy. I think he thinks I'm stupid. Yeah, I think he thinks I'm stupid. How much? $100. You said how much for the debate? $100. So 100. Let's see your 40-year-old virgin energy. Yeah, actually, conscious energy. You want to go in and go over the Japanese sales numbers for me since they're down so bad? What were the Japanese sales numbers this past week compared to PlayStation? Since you wanted to, we'll do a little fanboy war. What were they compared to PlayStation this past week in Japan? Go ahead. We got those numbers. So what were the numbers like? Go ahead. How much to pay this? I already told you. I told you $100. I told you 100. So go tell him, or more like you, I need 100. Drop 100 right now, and I got you. Drop 100, and I got you. Because I know you're him, so, like, just Drop the $100 right now. You just subscribe. Thanks for the subscription. Drop 100 and we'll go. We can do it today. We can do it today. We can do it. We can do it right now. We can do it today. You drop 100. I'll give you an hour of my time. You said Nintendo versus PlayStation. That's what you said, right? Nintendo versus PlayStation. PS5 is also discounted in Japan. PS5 also launched with 2 models, one of them worldwide when it comes to, or actually worldwide with a $400 model and a $500 model. So Sony built in discounts to their own ecosystem as well. Anything else? You good? I'll give you one more. Anything else? Let's see here. Hey, Adam Carson with the 37 months. What's up, Adam Carson? Welcome. Shout outs. It's not discounted in Japan. It's called fair market pricing. That's fine. If it's discounted in Japan, it's also discounted everywhere because Sony did a discounted $400 model and a $500 model at launch. So it's also, Sony's also discounted. And they also have a cheaper model in Japan as well. So they did the same thing. So next. Can you unblock DBZ Nation channel? Nope. If you want to pay for another, you can pay for another man though if you want. Drop $50 and I'll unblock him. Drop 50 and I'll unblock him. Switch After Dark with the $10 dono says these Switch doomers are funny, but honestly are so are Sunshine and Rainbow crowd. It's generally hard to imagine anyone thinking things are going good for game industry. Nintendo's only hope. We'll see. Japan has a discounted console. Their numbers, thank you for the 10, are artificially inflated. Why does Brazil have a system that matches their economy? Brazil has tariffs and taxes that are completely different. See, this is how you don't know the governments. So government in Brazil has a massive tariff and tax on imported goods. So Brazil's economy and Japan's economy are not the same when their governments operate on a completely different level. So, and no, Japan also has, Sony also has a discounted console in Japan. Sony also has a discounted console everywhere with 2 separate models, a $400 version and a $500 version. So you guys have anything else? I mean, we've known this for a while, man. I don't understand why you guys are repeating the same stupid rhetoric that's double standards that other people say. Like, I think it's, you guys are getting it from other YouTubers, right? Is that what it is? Sony does the same thing. They have discounts in some places. They have places where it's cheaper. They have models that are cheaper places and not. They have a discounted Japan-only PlayStation 5 in Japan as well. So, what's your point?
Dang, what did I come back to?
What's your point? Let's see here. Nighthawk with the $5 says, what's up, OJ Big Bro? I've been playing Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, been loving it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, Fire Emblem, thank you for the 5. And yeah, Fire Emblem's incredible. It is so good. It is so good. Shout out to Justin with another 6 and says, what I come back to? Nothing. Just people trying to clout chase. Nothing. DBZ Nation trying to clout chase and get on my stream for free. So it ain't working though. Let's see here. Interestingly, I didn't know that. You got me there? Yeah, because you were a child. Because you're, no offense, rule of 3, but you're a child. You're not someone that knows economics. You're not someone that knows tariffs. You're not someone that knows that, and you don't see me as anybody knowledgeable. You just see me as a fanboy. I've told you this though. This is something that I've already said, but you don't listen to me. You don't listen to my videos. You don't listen to what I have to say, and you're quick to just disagree with me. That's what I've said this before. This is not the first time that I've said this. And I'd also say this is common knowledge for anybody, no offense, any adult in this world. This is common knowledge for anybody who thinks like adult. You would know Brazil's economy or South America's economy is completely terrible on imports and taxes and things. This is something that I shouldn't have to tell you. I shouldn't have to tell you this as an adult, but you're not mentally when it comes to economics and business. You're not an adult. You're online, you're on troll channels, you think mentally like a 15-year-old. So I shouldn't have to tell you this about South America. This is common knowledge for anybody that knows anything about business or about international trade or anything. But you don't know because you don't care, and you don't care to seek it out. You rather watch grifter channels and think that there's some type of conspiracy or something. It's very common that yes, in Brazil, in South, there's massive taxes and tariffs from the government that causes prices of imports to skyrocket. That is, you don't need me to tell you that. You should have already known. You should have already known. You should have already known this if you're an adult, but you're not an adult. You want to do console wars. You want to watch grifter videos, and then you want to come at me. Then you want to come at me every single day here. You want to come at me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. Bro, I've been doing business, and I've worked for multiple Fortune 500 companies. I've been doing business in international trade for a decade plus. I've done it. I used to help my mom out back in the day when she did imports. I said all this though. I said all this. You don't want to listen.
Air Rider sales are actually shocking in Japan. Can I get some Budokai music?
Shout outs to Switch After Dark with the 10. Nobody was stuttering, bruh. Nobody was stuttering. You're a child. You're a child and you don't know business. You just confirmed it right now. The fact that you don't know about Brazil and their economy, and you don't know, and you thought it was the same as the Japanese economy with tariffs and imports. You're a child, bro. Move along, move along, move along. You didn't know that. You didn't know, which is hilarious to me. You didn't know. Nobody was stuttering. I got to explain basic importing and taxes and tariffs of a somewhat third world country to you. Yeah, it's the same thing in Africa too, by the way. You want to import a freaking PS5? Good luck. You're going to be paying a ton of money for it. Same thing in certain countries, fam. It's just how it is. That's the prices. Shout outs to thank you for the Tendo. Appreciate that. Let's see here. You didn't obliterate nothing, bruh. I'm like 2 seconds away from timing you out, bruh. So I'm not doing this every day with you. You got one more comment, fam. I'm just gonna time you out. Cause stop the cap. You didn't obliterate nothing, and you're too scared to debate one-on-one. So stop the cap. Honestly, everybody at Adam knows our economy is bad. Video games are at least of our problems. That's what I'm saying, Andres. The fact that I gotta explain it to this guy, like I said, he's a bum. He's a complete bum. Doesn't know what he's talking about at all, but he wants to come here and argue. If you want to come here, like I said, and be disrespectful from the jump, I'm gonna match the energy, and then I'm just gonna time you out. So I already told you, rule of 3, don't do this, and you're clearly not listening to me. So it's like, for real, like I don't want to have to like ban you, fam, but like last warning, bro. Stop coming here with crazy negative energy from the very beginning. I already told you that. This is your last warning, bro. Like, damn, I already told you that yesterday, and you came and did the same thing today. God damn, dude. Gotta explain freaking tariffs and taxes to you from Brazil. Bro, everybody knows that imports from Brazil, like it costs hella expensive from Brazil, like electronics. Everybody knows that. PS5 is expensive as hell in Brazil too. You think it's cheap there? You think it's like $20? You think it's $100 in Brazil for a PS5? Go look up the price for PS5 in Brazil, fam. Like, what is going on, man? Like, anyway, moving on. So yeah. Same reason why Sony dropped the price. Same reason why Sony dropped the price in Japan. Same reason why. You got your answer there. Let's see. I don't know why. I think a lot of these console warriors, they're really angry because they're seeing the Japanese sales, so they're compensating for themselves being wrong. They got this really weird console war mentality, and they're compensating for the sales actually being good. That's the only thing that I can think of why these people are so salty or come to my stream to argue and sitting there and damage controlling Japan and the sales in Japan. Sony has a discounted system in Japan. Sony has a discounted system from the jump. Did they not do 2 models? Sony owns Blu-ray technology. They own it. There's no reason why there should be a $100 difference between a Blu-ray PlayStation 5 and a non-Blu-ray PlayStation 5. Literally, there's a $100 difference between the two. That Blu-ray player is not $100 in difference overall. Sony is making their own discount. They're building their own discount or building their own thing to help sell the system as well. And various different regions have different prices when it comes to the PlayStation 5. That can be a little bit more and a little bit less based off of economic factors. The fact that I have to explain this to people, to these two Dumb and Dumber, the fact that I have to explain this is insane. Like, just deal with it. Switch 2's doing good. It's going to continue doing good. PS5's doing good. It's going to continue doing good. Why are you guys being complete bitches every single time in my stream about Japanese sales or about the sales of a system? Like, what is the point of this? Like, who cares? They're both going to sell good. Why are you guys being so freaking stupid about this? I legitimately want to know. So when they get untimed out, why are you guys being so weird about this? Like, what is the problem? I do not understand this at all. Like, y'all being really weird for no reason. Switch 2's doing great. It sold 313,000 units the past couple weeks in Japan. That is a ton. It probably did nearly 1 million in Japan for the month. It's going to do good. Some reasons, sometimes it's going to do less. Sometimes it's going to do good, but ultimately it's going to sell. It's going to do good. There's going to be more games. What is the problem? I legit want to know, what is the problem? This is every day I do a stream. These Dumb and Dumber come here and do this. I'm asking you guys, I'm going to ask you guys one more time. When they get on time, I want to ask you guys, what is the point of this? And I'm going to ask you guys to just stop, okay? Just stop. I'm not here bashing PlayStation 5 sales every day. I'm not here bashing Xbox sales every day. Y'all need to stop, seriously, or I'm just gonna ban both of you guys and ban every account that you guys have, okay? Like, I don't understand. This is complete beta male energy. Like, y'all being really weird. It's like every day this happens, bro. Like, Switch 2's doing great. It's gonna sell just fine. It's selling. PS5's doing great. It's gonna sell. Yes, Xbox is cooked, but that's fine. It's whatever. They want it to be cooked. Like, I don't understand why y'all acting so weird. It's such goofy behavior. It's such goofy behavior, bro. Every single day, these Dumb and Dumber come to my stream and complain about Japanese sales and make excuses for Japanese sales. For what? What? Because they have a cheaper model. So does PlayStation 5. Sony does cheaper models too. So what? At one point, Sony was selling PS2s for freaking $99 or $90. So what? The DS was being sold for $50 sometimes on discount. So what? Like, why are y'all so caught up on this? Like, I don't. What? Why are y'all so salty about Nintendo selling the system? Like, what is the problem, bro? Oh my goodness. The stream's not derailed because we always do this every stream. Every stream gets derailed with all sorts of stuff. So that's how my streams are. My streams are derailed. I don't have any set type of path. I'm not playing a game. I'm simply talking about video games with you guys. So we can derail it forever. It don't matter. Shout outs to Element Master. I appreciate that. Thank you for the dono. Tune in here. We can derail this stream for 10 years if I can try to understand what Dumb and Dumber, what their issue is, bruh. Like, why do y'all come here every time? Anyway, this will be the last time. Like I said, I'm just gonna ban you guys if y'all keep coming here with that type of weird, goofy console war energy, bro. Like, they're both doing good. PS5's doing good. Switch 2's doing good. It's fine, bro. So it's fine. I'm just gonna ban you, man. I'm just gonna ban you, bro. Take a hike. Take a hike, rule of 3. Take a hike, bro. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Take a hike. You bash Steam Deck though? What did I bash Steam Deck? What did I say bad about what did I bash Steam Deck? Where did I bash it? What did I say? What was the problem with what I said? Go ahead, let me know. They downplay the sales of the Japan because it's their best market, but bring up the Sony sales in Europe. Yeah. Let's see here. Dang, it came at a bad time. No, I don't just. Bruh, so yeah. The stream we get derailed on sports, we get derailed on movies, we get derailed on cartoons, we get derailed on everything. So I don't mind. I got 3 hours here probably with you guys, so I'll take the time. I'm getting paid to do this. They're doing this for free, so like we can take the time to understand what Dumb and Dumber are thinking. That's no problem, you know. I did report on the stock stuff situation. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. No, I didn't report on the stock situation because I don't ever report on the stock situation, which I already told you. Did I report on the all-time stock when they're at their all-time high? No. Why would I report when it fluctuates? That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, did I report when it was all-time high? Did you say anything? I banned that dude, but did you say anything when it was an all-time high? Of course you didn't. You had nothing to say. I don't report on stocks because you don't understand the stock market. You don't even understand what import taxes are for a country like Brazil. You had no idea, but you're trying to tell me about the stock market? Man, you don't own anything. But, man, the only time you know about, all you know is stockings. That's about the only thing you know about stocks. You know about stockings, rule of 3. You don't know anything about stocks because you don't even know basic economics with a country like Brazil and import taxes. So don't tell me about stocks and I didn't report on stuff. I didn't report that it was an all-time high either. Not criticizing me for that, are you? You see what I'm saying, man? Like, these guys are bums, bro. Complete bums. Let's see here. The education system failed these kids. They're not able to figure out how to production of goods works. Yeah, like, it's so weird. Stocks fluctuate all the time. I never report on Nintendo stocks. Why would I? I don't report when they're really high. I don't report when they fluctuate. But you got a problem because I don't report when they fluctuate? Man, go get out of here, stinky ass. Like, I can't stand stinky ass people like this, bro. You only got a problem when everybody else. I don't report when I didn't report when they're all-time high. I didn't say, oh my god, look at their stocks. And I own stocks too, by the way. I know how stocks work. I don't report on it. It's a multi-billion-dollar company with $10 billion plus of cash reserves and the most popular IP in the world. Who cares about their stocks right now? They literally have the most popular IP in the world, some of the most popular IP in the world. They have over $10 billion in cash reserves. What do I care about their stocks fluctuating? The next, when the Mario movie comes out and everybody's watching it, the stocks will go up. When the next big 3D Mario comes out, the stocks will go up. When the next Zelda comes out, stock will go up. When they announce, I don't know, like another attraction at Nintendo World, stocks will go up. Who cares? Like, that's none of my concern. They're a multi-billion-dollar company with 10 billion plus in cash reserves and so many valuable IP that are literally multi-billion-dollar IP. If Nintendo was to sell Mario, Zelda, Kirby, whatever, right? They could make $1 billion off of each of these. Plus, why would I care about stocks? People are dumb as hell. Switch After Dark with the $5. Everyone fighting over which company will rule over Shit Mountain and Rubble. LOL. Bro, like, I'm not fighting, and me personally, I'm not fighting over anything. It's just weird. It's just goofy. Talk about stocks. This dude didn't even know how Brazil works with taxes. Don't tell me about stocks. What do you know? Little child when the Wii U was out. Let's see here. People really don't like Nintendo. It's not even people. People do. It's just like I said. You got some insecure weirdos online, bro, that are so insecure about their Lord and Savior, their Messiah, Sony, being outsold, or a system that actually, you know, that competes with it on a sales level. I think the Switch 1 broke them. The Switch 1 broke a lot of these schizo PlayStation guys because they were saying the same thing with the Switch 1. I used to get people all the time coming to my stream saying, "Ha, look at the sales, oh, look at stock, woohoo," looking at all this stuff that they don't understand. And I'm like, man, y'all dumb as hell. And the reason why y'all dumb is because, first of all, one, what does it matter? If the Switch 1 is selling good, it's selling good. Switch 1 sold, what, 14 million in the first 10 months or something like that? So that's good. That's obviously, it outsold the Wii U. They were all saying it's going to be Wii U 2. They outsold the Wii U in the first month, or sorry, in the first 10 months. They outsold the Wii U pretty quickly. Switch 2 has pretty much outsold the Wii U already in 7 months or so. So people said the same dumb stuff to me back then, and it was dumb and it was stupid, and they're saying the same stupid stuff to me now. And I don't like the fact that I have to sit here and repeat myself over and over to some of these people, like, or like they just can't look at what happened with Switch 1. They can't look at what's happening when it comes to sales. You can see on Amazon, you can see on Japan, you can see on all the different, it's selling just fine. I don't care if Sony sells more some months or not. It did that with Switch 1. What matters is the long term. The Switch 1 was not on the sales trajectory of the PlayStation 4 or even the PlayStation 5. It was on a sales trajectory of less than that. It got a massive boost because obviously COVID was there, but it got a massive boost because of the consistent release lineup, the consistent flow of new titles, Super Smash Brothers, you know, Astral Chain, Legend of Zelda, just all the games that came out for it over the course of time is what boosted Switch. And the elongated period of time that it was out. It was out from 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24, 20. It was out on the market for 8 to 9 years before it got replaced. So that's the reason why Switch 2 sold, or Switch 1 sold so well. It was on the market for a hot minute. There was tons of games for it, and it was Nintendo's only system that they put all their games onto. So you got new Fire Emblem, you got new Animal Crossing, you got new Xeno, you got new Zelda, you got new Mario, everything. You got new Pokemon. Pokemon was huge. You got new Pokemon. Everything came out to the system, and that's what boosted the Switch 1 sales. That's what did it right there. So Switch 2 is the same thing. Now, is it going to be as high as Switch 1? Probably not. Most systems aren't. There's only one system that sold more than the Switch 1, and that's the PlayStation 2. So probably not, but can it still sell 100 million plus? 100 something? Sure, it still can. Absolutely. So I don't know what people are acting stupid as hell for. Shout outs to Gene Chat with another 2. Thank you for that, Gene Chat. Appreciate that. I legitimately don't get it. It's just weird. It's such goofy, weirdo behavior. Like, February 3rd is going to be a glorious day for us and a miserable day for grifters. Yeah, it really is going to be, man. Shout outs to Switch After Dark. I appreciate the 25. You are the new Hokage. I mean, just wait for February. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. But, you know, it is what it is. Switch After Dark. I'm hyped for the Monster Hunter Wilds release on Switch. I know it's a rumor, but I've been waiting for a handheld Monster Hunter game. I'm buying day one. Pretty much a lot of people feel that, same as me. Yeah. There was no way Switch was going to be anything but smash success. This is different. Switch 2 is a sustaining innovation, but bad macroeconomics times, bad geographics, and AI black hole has opened. But the thing about it, though, is that doesn't mean it can't be successful. That doesn't mean it can't be a good... Like, most systems aren't going to sell like Switch 1. And I think that's the problem, Switch After Dark, is that you're comparing it to Switch 1. You're comparing everything to Switch 1. 99.9% of systems don't sell as well as Switch 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't... So, Switch 1 is an anomaly. It's not something that you're not going to see any systems that sell as well as Switch 1. Because there's only been 2 systems that sell as well as Switch 1. And that's PS2 and the Switch 1. And then, of course, you can add the DS in there, right? You can add the DS. But, like, if you don't include those 3 systems, there's literally no other system that's even close. There is a huge gap between the DS, which is 3rd place, and everybody else. So you're not going to get, every system's not going to sell like Switch 1. Like, and it doesn't need to be. Like, just like every system's not going to sell like PS2. Every system's not going to sell like PS2. PS2 sold a lot. There was different economics at that time. There was different things, and it doesn't need to be. Nintendo does not need to sell like Switch 1 in order for them to do well. They can sell 100 million systems and be like, oh man, that's a good install base. We have plenty of people that want to play. It's fine. They can sell like the Wii. The Wii did good, right? That didn't sell anywhere near Switch 1, right? But people still think the Wii sold good. The Game Boy sold 118 million. Okay, that's not really near Switch 1. I mean, it's somewhat close. It's a couple, 20 million or so, 30 million off or so. Okay, but Game Boy sold great, and it was still really profitable and good. So I think we need to start kind of looking at it like that instead of just saying, oh, Switch 1. That's probably not going to sell as much as Switch 1. You know what I'm saying? Just like the PS3, probably not going to sell as much as PS2. The PS4, probably not going to sell as much as PS2. The PS5, probably not going to sell as much as PS2. Any system, probably not going to sell as much as PS2. That's okay. If you reach for PS2 every single time, you're probably never going to get it. It's like trying to compare yourself to Michael Jordan. Yeah, you're probably not going to win 6 Finals MVPs. You're probably not going to win 6 titles. You're probably not going to do 2 3-peats. But that doesn't mean you can't be, that doesn't mean you can't be a Shaquille O'Neal, win 4 titles, or a Dwayne Wade, or a Steph Curry and win 4. You know what I'm saying? Or like a Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, everybody's not going to be Jordan. Everyone's not going to be the Bill Russell, but you can still be good,
Did you see that someone discovered a DLC check on Monster Hunter Wilds was causing it to lose 20 to 30 FPS?
Yeah, I did see that.
Lol.
Yeah, I did. Thank you for the 3. I did see that. I did.
Just picked up Kingdom Hearts collection and about to play it now.
There you go.
Thanks for letting me know about the remaster collection. Between KH, Final Fantasy VII, and FE3 houses, my backlog is full of catching up on older games, lol. Yeah. Shout outs to Dane Gonzalez. Thank you for the 5 as well. Shout outs to Justin. Shout outs to Dane. We are out here, man. I appreciate that. Shout outs. Let's see here. Limit Break. Let's go. Actually, no. No one Mio. Let's go. They call it the DVD player. I mean, DVD player or not, like I said, every single system has its own quirks, has its own things that make it do well or not in the era that it's in. There's circumstances and challenges in every single business at every single time period where, man, it did great then, but, not so great now. Or there's been times where it's like, hey, look, this system's on its last legs, but then all of a sudden this game comes out and it blows it up. For example, the Game Boy. The Game Boy would not have been anywhere near as successful. It was successful, but it was on its last legs in like 1996, 97, 98. And then guess what came around? A little game called Pokemon. And Pokemon boosted the sales and extended the life of the system by 3-4 years, all the way up until like what, 2000, until the GBA came out. And boosted the sales all the way from probably like around, what was it, 80 million or 70 million, all the way to 118 million between the Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Color. Pokemon invigorated that. Like the Game Boy Pocket came out, you can put Pokemon in your pocket monsters. Then Game Boy Color came out, and it just got people to buy the system more, and it sold another 40 million based off of that. Just Pokemon and Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color. So you never know what's going to happen in the future. There could be something that came out, like the economy was not looking good in the, in the mid 90s with certain things. People were thinking Game Boy is done. Pokemon comes out and revolutionizes it. So you just never know what's going to drop or what's going to happen or, whatever. I mean, the Wii came out of nowhere with Wii Sports, right? It came out of nowhere with Wii Sports, and it was able to revolutionize. The Switch one people weren't expecting Switch 1 to do, nobody expected Switch 1 to sell 150 million plus. I know I did it, I know I did it. Listen, I thought it was going to sell 100 million plus. I was like, hey, look, it can sell 100 million, but I had no idea that it was going to maybe beat out the PlayStation 2. I did not know that. Yo, shout outs to Bloodsane. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Bloodsane, or I'm probably saying your name wrong. Thank you for the Big 10. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's all healthy competition. It's all like, I get it. Like Switch After Dark, you're right with the macroeconomics. Like, yeah, it's gonna make this system probably not do as well. I mean, you've got a $200 to $300 Switch with the $350 when it came to the OLED for most of its life, compared to a $450 to $500 system with bad economics, with inflation, with tariffs, with all these different things. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. I just don't know how things are going to be 5 years from now, 6 years from now, or 7 years from now. There could be something that comes through. They could have a Nintendo Switch Lite, or Switch 2 Lite. They could have a dramatically changed process or die. They could do all sorts of things. They could reveal some type of new revolutionary, groundbreaking game that revolutionizes things. I just don't know. So right now I'm putting it at base level, and I'm going to get that done in just a bit. Shout outs for the 10, and JB, thank you for the $5 as well. I just don't know, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I do, listen, if I'm going to bet on any company to come out with something that's going to really help out and get people to buy it regardless, I think that company's Nintendo. They've done it time and time again between, the NES and the Super NES. Even the N64 had damn near no games. That still sold 30 million because of Mario 64 revolutionizing 3D platformers and Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. GameCube obviously didn't do as well, but they bounced right back. Wii U flop, but DS and 3DS were really good. And then Switch. So, if there's a company that's going to be able to do something to really reinvigorate the market or get people to jump on, it's going to be Nintendo. Like, maybe they have some type of secret game that's really going to do something. I don't know. That's why it's exciting, man. That's why it's super exciting. But yeah, they just have to hold steady. Right now, you can look at it. They're probably going to, I'm thinking 90 million to 100 million right now based off of what we know. But things can change in the future, man. Things can always change in the future. So that's kind of how I see it with console sales and all that type of stuff. But yes, like I said, it's just kind of weird. Like when people come here and try to argue it, it's like if Japan has a cheaper Switch, because a Japanese language only model Switch, and that's what's helping out the system sell better, why is that a problem? Like why is that a big deal? Why is that an issue? Sony has a Japanese language, cheaper Japanese language model, PlayStation 5, and I never made any excuses for it. I said, oh, that's good. The Japanese gamers can get something cheaper. It's a bit cheaper, that's good. It's not a problem, and the PS5 is selling a little bit better in Japan because of that. That's a good thing. Why is that? Why are people trying to spin that into a bad thing, that the system can sell more? Like, are you mad because you don't get it for that price? Well, why don't you learn Japanese? Move to Japan. If it's that big of a deal. If $50 or however much it's cheaper than what you're getting it for here, or $75 or whatever the price difference is with economics and all, why don't you go learn Japanese and take advantage of it then? I don't know. Like, it's just stupid to me. Like, why are you worrying about that? We don't worry about that type of stuff. At least I don't. We shouldn't be worrying about that. If they can get a good deal on it because of the way the economy is in Japan, because of tariffs and taxes and imports, then that's fit. Then that's what they get. That's what it is. You know, like, like it's just weird. Let's see here. What we never end up getting a 3D Mario and Smash for Switch 2? That's not going to happen because Nintendo always makes 3D Mario and Smash Brothers for Nintendo systems. So no, that's not going to happen. B's Revenge from yeah, I got you, JB. Thank you for the 5, brother. I'll play it for you. B's Revenge. B's Revenge. Oshinoko. Okay. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. And no, I cannot play this. That is an anime. So I cannot play that. You need to play video game music, and I got you. We gotta play video game tracks. But no, this is a anime. I cannot play music from anime. Those ones are, especially Crunchyroll and stuff like that, they destroy me. Let's see. Japanese also get paid way. That's what I'm saying. Like, the economics of Japan and the average salary from what people are making in Japan compared to the US, even if you look at it from a game developer standpoint, game developers here in the US make way more than game developers in Japan. Executives here in the US make way more than executives in Japan. Furukawa is the president of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. He gets paid, like, don't get me wrong, that's a lie. I think he gets paid like 1.7 million. Miyamoto, if Miyamoto did the type of thing that he did for any company outside of Nintendo, if he did what he did, or let's just say, for example, Miyamoto somehow got hired at Sony, and he created Mario and Zelda, and they are the franchises that they are now, Miyamoto would be a freaking Gabe Newell super yacht gajillionaire right now. But Nintendo is such a conservative company. They are such a traditional, it's about the company. It's about, you know, we're going to pay you and you're going to be, but you're not going to be paid like a freaking king or something like that. You're going to be paid well, but you're not going to be paid billions of dollars. If this was anybody else, the people that are there, Furukawa would make way more money than he makes. Miyamoto would be making way more money. Mr. Aonuma, these guys would be making literally 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year. But they don't. They make nowhere near that. They make nowhere near that. EA CEOs, all these other companies that make less than Nintendo, their CEOs are making 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year in some sense that put out less as a result. So it's just funny when people have certain things to say about this when it comes to Nintendo's executives or certain things like that, man. It's just weird. It's just weird. Let's see here. Just have to Google dollar versus yen. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at the economics of the dollar versus yen, but a lot of these people won't do that. You know, they won't do that. Wii U didn't have a proper 3D Mario, did it? Wii U definitely did have a proper 3D Mario. It's called Super Mario 3D World. And then you could also say, I mean, Bowser's Fury, that was on Switch 1, but Super Mario 3D World, that's a 3D Mario game. So yeah. Let's see here. 3D Mario really only started selling on the level of 2D Mario with Odyssey. I mean, yeah, Odyssey was able to come out and hit those levels of like what a 2D Mario can do, which was awesome, you know, which was great, you know, overall. So yeah. Let's see. How does a 5-year-old system outsell the 6-month-old Switch to make that make sense? The same reason why I think the PS4 was multiple years old and it outsold the Switch 1 as well. The same reason why that was. So you can go back and look at the history, Stay Woke, which is Rule of 3 or DBZ Nation. Go back and look at that and you can say the same thing when the PS4 was also outselling the Switch 1 at times. When there was full stock too, by the way. Sometimes systems outsell their systems. So what? Who cares? And in years from now, when the next PS6 comes out, there's going to be times that the Switch 2 outsells the PS6 when it comes to certain months as well. Even though the PS6 will be new, I guarantee you that the Switch 2 will outsell the PS6 at times as well, even years into the future. Guarantee you that there will be times that the Switch 2, despite being years old, will outsell the PS6. Just like there was times when the Switch 1 was outsold by the PS4. Don't time them out. Let them say so. Let them come back on a sock account and say something stupid. I'll crush their argument and then I'll time them out. Don't just time out everybody, guys. Don't just time them out. Let me crush them. Trust me. I've been doing this a long time. These guys are rookies. These guys are new. I've been doing this a long time. All their stupid questions, all their stupid sales console war stuff, it's the same stuff that I dealt with the Switch 1. It's the same thing that I dealt with the Switch 1. It's the same thing that we dealt with PS Vita versus 3DS. It's the same thing that we dealt with DS versus PSP. I've been around for a long time, guys. Trust me. I can answer all these stupid sales questions that they have. They're just console warriors. Let me get it out there. Let me answer it. And then we can, if they keep going, then we can time them out. If they're just there just to continuously troll or whatever, then we can time them out or ban them. But don't just time them out immediately. If they have a dumb question, I'll answer their stupid question very easily, like I did. Same reason why, like I said, like the Switch 1 got outsold multiple times by the PS4. What was the excuse then? There is no excuse. It does not matter. It's irrelevant. So what if it gets outsold 1 month or so? And the systems are going to be out for years. This is just the beginning. I said the same thing with the Switch 1. Who cares? Switch 1 is now at 150 something million. Does anybody care that the PS4 outsold it a number of times back in 2017 and 2018? Nope. I don't think anybody cares. I don't think anybody cares. So does that answer your question, Stay Woke? Or you have anything else stupid to say? Go ahead and get on another sock account and come back and ask me something else dumb so I can answer it for you. Let's see here. Shout outs to Dream a Little Mo. Thank you for the $10 dono. Says, thanks for always keeping it real, OJ. Your arguments are always grounded and make sense. Always entertaining to say the least. Play what you like. All right. I got my own playlist going. So thank you. I appreciate that. Shout outs. Shout outs. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Let's go. There's hope for Sony as management will go back to Japan instead of the West. Sony's not going back to Japan. They're not doing anything back to Japan. So no. Good for Nintendo for caring about their people. Sony's biggest offense was trying to leave them behind. The Orbitals game looks interesting. Yeah, it looks good. PS4 outsold Switch 1 and Switch 1 outsold PS5 when both those systems first launched during those November in the US. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, people are just, this console war stuff is really dumb. Like, who cares? Like, legitimately, who cares? I do not care. Just like I don't care if the Switch 2 does better. Okay, that's not a problem. If it does better, it does better. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All I'm worried about is make sure that it does good so we continuously get good games on the system. Like, that's all that matters. I didn't think that the Switch 1 was going to outsell the PS4. I didn't think the Switch 1 was going to outsell every other system but the PS2. I was like, oh, look, maybe it'll do 100 million, but I didn't know that I was going to do better than the PS4 or do better than this or that. I just said it's a possibility, but it doesn't matter that it did better than the PS4 or whatever. That's irrelevant. What's relevant, what you should take out of the Switch 1 sales is the fact that the Switch 1 caused a shift to where Japanese developers are now taking Nintendo seriously. The reason why we're getting what we're getting on the Switch 2 is because Japanese developers saw what the Switch 1 did. That it's not, I mean, and even if it did 100 or 50 million less, they'd still feel the same way. They'd be like, oh wow, 100 million? So it doesn't matter that the Switch 1 sold 150 million. That doesn't matter. What matters is that they take it seriously, that it sells a good amount to where they take it seriously and support it. That's what matters. I don't make any money off of Nintendo selling 150 million units. I just need it to be popular enough to where people are interested in my topics. But I don't make any money off them selling 150 million. I don't make any money off Sony. And none of you, unless you're an investor, nobody else does either. Which I think these people that are coming here and doing sales stuff, none of you guys are investors or making any money off this. So for me at least, I don't care. Just like I didn't care when people would come to my stream and talk to me about the PS4 outside. I'm like, okay, and so what? Switch 1 is still doing really good. It's doing good. Japanese developers are going to start supporting it. Who cares? Like, okay, and what? So what? You know, like, who cares? Open invite to these folks to my show. It's painful. If you can get in, hey, look, so to Rule of 3 and to DBZ Nation, get into contact with Switch After Dark. If you guys want to debate on his platform, he'll do it for free, and I'll come on there and I'll talk, and I'll destroy you guys over there for free. But if you want to come on my platform and talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have to charge you guys. But if you want to go on, I'll go on there and debate you guys there. So reach out to Switch After Dark. He's on Twitter. He's on YouTube. Reach out to him, and I'll crush you guys there. I've done it many times to other people. So I'll bother you guys there about sales. So if you guys want to do that, we can do that. Wound Up Penguin, what's up, Wound Up Penguin? Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. The thing about it, Ding, is that we have people that are just making sock accounts. We have the same two guys, Dumb and Dumber, making sock accounts just to come here and talk and to just do console war stuff. So that's the reason why some of them are getting timed out quick, because they are just doing console war stuff. By the way, JB asked for a Team Magma theme. All right, I got you. Team Magma. Team Magma theme. Shout outs, JB. Thank you for the 5 earlier. Appreciate that. So that's what matters, guys. What matters is that the fact that the Japanese developers saw that the Switch 1 was serious, and look at what happened with Switch 2. We got support from Falcom off the top. We got support from Capcom off the top. We got support from Square Enix off the top. We got support from Koei Tecmo. Look at all the Japanese companies. The only one that's kind of holding out just a little bit is Bandai Namco's punk selves, because they're too slow. And the way that they do game development, Bandai Namco, they have a lot of outside companies that are really ghetto outside companies that make their games for them. So they've been a little bit slow on adopting Switch 2 dev kits and all of that. But they're gonna get on that too. Look at the Switch 1. What were all the big Japanese games in the first 6, 7, 8 months? 6, 7. The first 10 months of the Switch 1. What were the big Japanese games? What were the big titles that were announced? Did we have Resident Evil, a brand new Resident Evil? Did we have games like Pragmata? Did we have Monster Hunter Stories 3 in the first number of months before the first year? Hell no, we did it. It was terrible. There was barely any. Bro, the biggest AA Japanese game was like Disgaea 5. Or like Resident Evil Revelations, a port of Resident Evil Revelations. Like, we barely had anything. We did not have anything at all. So to me, it's not about outselling PlayStation. That's just console war nonsense. It's about doing good enough to where these developers actually take the system seriously. Like, that's really what it's about, you know? Let's see. I use the predictions the way to calibrate my reality detector. If I'm right more than not, let's see here. I'm definitely a good deal. If I'm wrong, trying to recalibrate your mind. Yeah. Let's see here. Games like Skyrim and Witcher 3 show third parties will sell. Not the Switch 2 makes where they don't have to compromise as much as they had on Switch 1. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing. But I think that a lot of, once again, like, remember what Japanese developers were saying at the launch of the Switch 1? And like when it started doing really good, oh, I didn't know it was going to sell. Oh, I didn't. We saw excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And that's fine. That's fair. I said that was fair back then. I had to explain why like, listen, we were coming off the Wii U. You know, Nintendo's coming off of the 3DS, the slow launch of the 3DS. That took some time to get going, and that sold, what, 75 million, 78 million? You know, we're looking at the Wii U. The Wii U flopped. Like, yeah, they didn't have a lot of confidence that Nintendo's going to be able to launch a system, get the launch right, and have it explode at launch. They hadn't done that since the Wii. The Wii was 2006. That was a long time ago compared to the Switch 1. That was, what, 11 years ago compared to Switch 1? So, Nintendo hadn't done it in a while with multiple console launches since the Wii. They had not done it. Even the DS had a little bit of a shaky start, but then got good, you know? But the problem is, the issue is that now that Nintendo launched the Switch 1, it started out successful. It stayed successful. With the Switch 2, they didn't waste any time. They didn't sit there and say, oh no, we're going to do this, or we're going to do that, or we're going to wait and see, or we're going to test the waters. No. Remember what Capcom was like, we're going to test the waters. We're going to test. There is no testing of waters. It's just head on into it. Now, yes, part of that is because the system power is better. The architecture's like, it's a more capable system to be able to handle the games that the third-party developers are doing. Listen, we can't sit there and cap. The Switch 1 was not as capable in its time frame compared to Switch 2. Switch 2 is a more capable system in terms of third-party and what it does compared to, so like, let's just say Switch 1 compared to PS4 and Switch 2 compared to PS5. The gap and the comparison in terms of how to develop for the platform, it's closer. And on top of that, people still develop games on PS4, still have engines that run on PS4. So that helps out Switch 2 in a way, or even Steam Deck or whatever the case is, right? People are now developing for more platforms, ARM, and, you know, more lower powered systems. So that's the difference. When Switch 1 launched, it was essentially just PS4, Xbox One. That's a tough port from there. That's not an easy thing. Switch 2, it's a tough port, but it's a lot more feasible, especially like with the Xbox Series S, for example. If you're porting stuff to that, you could be able to get it over to the Switch 2 as well. So that's another big difference too, you know. Let's see here, but OJ, Switch 1 had a better first year than Switch 2. I mean, you can argue first party support, But third party, it's not even close. Like it's not even anywhere near close. Yeah. Shout outs to Dream a Little Mo, man. Thank you for the Big 10. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the Big 10. Yo, we combo breaking overclocks. Also going further than beyond too. Appreciate you guys coming through, man. Y'all supporting like crazy too. Thank you. Xbox Series S, my bad. Xbox Series S, Series S. Series S. Shocking that a system in 2025 is more powerful than a system made in 2017. Well, I meant that the comparison in power relative to the other systems on the market, right? So that's what I mean. I know that the system's more powerful. I mean, yes, obviously it's more powerful, but the jump in power from generation to generation and the gap between the two systems is smaller with Switch 2 to Xbox Series S than it is like with Switch 1 to Xbox One, if that makes sense, right? It's a smaller gap. It's a more feasible, capable system that uses its technology better in its time period. Switch 1 was lacking severely in certain areas that made it significantly harder to port games over to it. Like like it just made it a lot harder. Switch 2, because of newer architecture, because of newer processes, because of the large jump in RAM and all that, and more, I would say, fitting to what's already on the market, it's a bit easier for these developers. Still hard, you still got to put time in there, as Ubisoft has shown us, but it's a lot easier, and it's caught up to what a lot of the Japanese AA developers are doing, which is probably a bit above what Nintendo's Switch 1 was when it comes to capabilities, right? Like, if you look at like Falcom, or if you look at like AA games, like Switch 1 didn't always handle those well, even when they were made for the system. So for example, Monster Hunter Stories 2, that was literally made for the Nintendo Switch 1, and that still had frame rate issues when it was made for it. It's on PC, but I think that where they thought about this game and targeted was Switch 1, yet it still had some frame rate issues. Whereas you take that same game, you put it on the Switch 2, it now runs at 60 FPS. Now go from the last generation, you go from the Wii U to the Switch, that gap is smaller in terms of power jump. It's still a power jump, but it's nowhere near as big. The power jump from Switch 1 to Switch 2 is significantly bigger than the power jump from the Wii U to the Switch 1. And I think that is the main difference in third-party support there. Because you look at the Wii U, you take a game that's on Wii U, you put it on the Switch 1, it's probably going to run just about the same. There's not going to be too much of a difference between a game running on the Wii U and on the Switch 1. There's going to be a difference, but look at Breath of the Wild and on both systems, right? Now look at Breath of the Wild on the Switch 2. You guys see what I'm saying? Massive resolution bump, massive frame rate bump. But the resolution bump and the frame rate bump from Wii U to Switch 1 is minuscule. It goes from 720p to 900p, and it goes from 30 frames per, it goes from 20 frames per second to 30 to a little bit better 30 frames, but still but not as bad. It doesn't, so you guys see what I'm saying? Like the frame rate and the performance is nowhere near. Whereas the gap with this one, it's much bigger. So I think that's why third parties have also got a little bit more into it, you know? So yeah. Now we getting FF7 FF7 third game same day. Yeah. The thing about it is, like, people were fine with Switch 1, but people, like I said, I mean, I know you weren't watching back then, Zoo, but I had multiple people very angry about the third-party situation on Switch 1. Like, yes, people bought the system, and that's why Nintendo needed, you know, Mario Odyssey and Zelda, and they needed all that stuff. They needed the biggest hitters early because there was, like, not enough third-party support, right? There wasn't enough third-party support for the system. But people were complaining about third-party games on the Switch 1 a lot. I had to make 3 separate videos over the course of a year why third-party support is so bad, and it got better later. So like 2018, 2019, 2020, things got better as time went along. But people were not happy originally with the third-party support, and there were just some games that were outright insane or ridiculous, like WWE. Remember WWE on the Switch 1? Like, remember Sonic Colors on the Switch 1? Like, even stuff that you would think would be like, okay, That should be able to run no problem. It's like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. No, it's a crusty ghetto version of the game for some reason. So it was like the Switch one just presented a lot of problems like with modern engines and design. But like when developers actually took their time to make sure that the game was right, it was fine. It wasn't like unplayable or nothing. But it was okay. Let's see. Do you think we'll get Switch 2 versions of all Xenoblade games? I think at some point. 4 times resolution bump, twice the frame rate, Breath of the Wild. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you guys see? You know how much more power you need to be able to run things at double the frame rate and double the resolution, or like double plus the resolution? You need to have a huge jump. Like you need to have a lot of overhead. And some of that's emulation. Like if you're playing, it's emulation. Oh no, it's a Switch 2 version. It's a little bit different. But so it's no. My bad. It's a Switch. So they actually made it for the Switch 2. But like you need a lot more power for that. You need a lot more power when it comes down to that. So it's like the Switch 1, the Switch 2 jump is massive. It's the biggest jump Nintendo's made probably since Wii to Wii U or GameCube. Wii to Wii U or GameCube to or N64 to GameCube. One of those two. I think it was N64 to GameCube was a pretty big jump. But this might actually be their biggest jump ever. Like, I think this is their... on paper, I think it's their biggest jump ever. I think they said something like 10 times more computing power. I think that's Nintendo's biggest jump ever. The GameCube is like, what, 4... The GameCube is like, what, 4 times stronger than the N64? Yeah, like... I don't know the difference. Like, what's the difference in power between like the Wii and the Wii U? That's what I want to know. But yeah, this is definitely one of Nintendo's biggest jumps ever. Shout outs to 7 Deal. Thank you for the $2 dono. But we have a Chrono Tracks or Trails music. I got you on Trails, brother. Trails music. Thank you for the $2 dono. Shout outs. Yo, 90 on the board, guys. We are so close to a platinum streak of 98. Yo, we out here. 10 more combos. 1 JoJo. We get that done. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate that. Let's go. All right. We got some Trails music. Game Boy to Game Boy Advance. I don't know if Game Boy Advance is 4-bit, right? Game Boy Advance is about what is Game Boy Advance, is that a 16-bit or a 32-bit system? So I don't think it's 10 times, because if it was, I think it's maybe close, but it's not quite there, because I don't think the Game Boy Advance is like 32-bit system, is it? It's like before you can just do like bits, right? Like, okay, like 8-bit to 16-bit, 16-bit to 64-bit, so you can just divide it and you'll get the power jump, right? But like, I think Game Boy. But the problem with Game Boy is like Game Boy had like an intermediate thing. It went Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color is more powerful than the Game Boy. So Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance, definitely a big power jump, but I don't think it's 10 times stronger. I don't think it's 10 times though. 2D to 3D is a crazy jump. Yes, 2D to 3D is a big jump. So 16 to 64. So that's a big jump. So that's a multiple times stronger, but that ain't 10 times stronger. You know, GBA's 32-bit. Okay, so what Game Boy Color is more powerful. So I can't, like, I guess Game Boy Color is a 4-bit system, but it's more powerful. So that even then, that's still not the same jump from like Switch 1 to Switch 2. No, 16. Oh, okay. Other people don't care about specs that much, but the potential for mainstream growth with third-party support is strong. I think that like people care about specs, but it's not the be-all end-all. It's not the be-all end-all. This isn't bigger than SNES to 64. I think that from a law of diminishing returns point, it is not. But from an actual technical perspective, I think it is bigger because you've got the 30, you got the 64. Divide that by 16. That would give you the 64 is just general basic, guys. I'm not talking like I know everything. Obviously, the 64 has a lot more stuff that it can do. But that's 4 times stronger, right? You put 4 times the computing power. You have 3D capabilities, new graphics technology. That's awesome. But the Switch 2 also has a lot more computing power. It also has new graphics technologies built into it, DLSS, AI upscaling. That's stuff that's built into the tensor cores, right, and things like that. So it does have also game-changing graphical enhancements or technology that enhance the graphics just purely more than just bits or whatever, right? So the 64 has that, obviously, over the SNES, but that's a perspective shift, right? It's a 2D to 3D. Super Nintendo can simulate 3D. There are some things that you can do on there that simulate 3D, but it's just so rudimentary. You can't really do 3D with it, right? Just like you can't do AI upscaling. You can't do some of the things that you can do on Switch 2. You can't do that on Switch 1. But based off of just, like I said, basic math, and I probably don't know everything about this, it's about 4 times stronger with new graphical technologies. Apparently, Switch 1 to Switch 2 is about 10 times, it's about 10 times stronger, you know? So it would be even bigger than the jump from Super Nintendo to N64. And you also have to remember, N64 frame rates, not so great. A lot of Super Nintendo games ran this. So you also have to figure, it's one thing for graphics, but also computing power when it comes to CPU and speed and frame rate. N64 was pretty bad at that. So I would say that the Switch 2 definitely is a bit better in that respect too, because N64 frame rates were actually awful at times. They were just downright awful at times. There was not a lot of 60 FPS games. Not a lot. There was a small handful. And a lot of games ran like at 20 FPS or less than 30, you know, so there's also that. I mean, N64 was, I would say that it's primitive 3D, but it's a bit more advanced 3D than the actual primitive 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like the PS1 was more primitive 3D. Like the 64 had way better 3D capabilities than the PS1 did. So I'd say PS1's probably a lot more primitive than N64. N64 is like the next step above. So it's like you got primitive 1 and then you got like primitive like 2 would be like, you know, like a step above it, obviously. But I think that 3D was more perfected in the third time around. So like, because like remember, the PS1's a 32-bit system, the N64 is a 64-bit system, and then you can say like, okay, the 6th generation, that's 128, right? So it's like, they perfected 3D in that era. Normal people are buying Nex. We don't have any sales numbers for Nex, so I'd like to hear what the sales numbers are for that. I think a lot of people that are buying that are maybe just nostalgic for Kinect, because Kinect was really popular with the 360. So I think a lot of them are just like adults that are seeing it and like saying, "Hey, this reminds me of Kinect Adventures that I play like with my brother or my dad or whatever." So I'm gonna go buy it for my kids now, you know. I don't think that GBA was but GBA wasn't as strong as a real 32-bit system like a PS1 though, right? I don't think it was quite as, I don't think it was as strong as that, was it? I don't think so. But people say that it is, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Super Nintendo could do primitive 3D as well. I mean, it could do it really bad. I mean, Star Fox, you know, some games could. I mean, but they had the FX chip, so that's a little bit, you know, it's like the Super Nintendo can punch above its weight because they built hardware into the cartridges to make it be able to exceed the performance capabilities of the system itself. So it's like, yeah, it could, but you know, there were some like tricks that it did for some of the games. Like to do like 3D, you know. Let's see, there's one at my sister's house. She doesn't have PS5 or Switch 2. Okay. All right, so maybe some more normies are buying it. We'll see how it does, though. We'll see what their sales numbers are looking like. Been playing Metroid Pinball on the DS Lite. I love those games on the DS. Yeah, they're actually really cool. Anecdotal, but I see a little cube everywhere amongst non-gamers. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't seen one anywhere. But, you know, like I said, if they announce sales numbers, then I can say, okay, yeah, a lot of people are buying that or not. I don't know. I mean, they could be doing really well. I mean, it seems like they're doing really well based off of what they're saying, but I don't think they haven't given us any actual sales numbers just yet. So I'm a little bit more hesitant until I actually see. I mean, if they sold like 300,000 units, that's good, right? That's really good, but it's still only 300,000 units. You know what I'm saying? Like Switch 2 did that in Japan in 2 weeks, you know? So I'd like to see what they actually are selling. What's the actual number first. But yeah, it could get bigger. Could get bigger. For sure. Apparently it reached or is about to reach 1 million sold. Oh, that's not bad. 1 million sold. That's good. That's solid. That's solid. Well, I mean, it's not anything, you know, crazy, but it's solid. I think it'd be a solid option for, like I said, like, yeah, like a lot of maybe non-gamers, but I do think that it's probably going to get relegated to like the toy situation, you know, like the Wii at some point, unless they do something that's like a bit different, you know, that really gets people. But yeah, we'll see. I think it's getting bigger and bigger, so we'll see for sure. So yeah. Hey, what's up, the cool guy? Welcome. The Cube probably has no actual regular active use. I think it's probably like for like parties and just like for fun. Like, I don't think you're gonna, that's not something that you're gonna use all the time. I think it's something that you buy. But the thing about it, it's not quite cheap enough just to be an impulse buy, but it's also, you know, it's also cheaper than some of the big, obviously the big systems, right? So, because it's, what is that thing? Give me a second. So yeah, it's called the Next Playground. Or is it called the Next Playground? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean it's $250. So it's like it's good. It's a good price, but it's also like still $250, you know? Like, I think if it was like $100, I think this thing would fly off the store shelves. You know, I think it would fly off even faster. But no, people are buying it, man. People are buying this thing. People are buying it for sure. At least for what it is, people are. It's like a Connect, right? So I mean, it's still not hit. I don't know if it's ever gonna get to Connect levels. Connected 20 million plus, but we'll see. Give it a few years. All right, yeah, we'll see. We'll see in a few years how it is. This new Resident Evil amiibo. Which Resident Evil amiibo? We performed at 1024 by 1024 pixels, especially when used to the texture map. Okay, you're talking about some. Let's say, and subscription service needed to play more games. Yeah, you need a subscription service. You need a 3-month pass or a 12-month pass. If you go with the 12-month pass, it's $362. If you go with the 3-month pass, it is $322. So, like I said, I think that there's definitely some potential, but yeah, you do have to pay yearly for it for the games, and you do have to pay for that. So, you know, we'll see how it does long term. We'll see how it does long term, because the difference with the Wii is that the Wii, you just got that Wii Sports. You know, it was $250, plus you just got that Wii Sports right away. And you can play all your game. I mean, if you had a GameCube, you can play all your GameCube games. So, like, you know, if you want to play Smash Brothers, you want to play Mario Kart. So I don't know what the long-term viability of this could just be like, oh man, it was hot for a number of years, or it could be something that's really good. But yeah, I am a little worried. Not worried, but I am a little bit hesitant now about this Play Pass thing, because you do have to pay every single 3 months, or you have to pay every single 12 months. You've got to pay. There is no actual downloading of the games, and you get to keep them. I think it's just you have to. Oh no, it has 5 starter games. Okay, hold up, no. So the complete bundle. Okay, yeah, this is a bit confusing. So. I think that, okay, you get 5 games included, and then you can unlock more with the Play Pass. So there you go. You get 5 games included. My bad. So you do get that in there. So yeah, there you go. But we'll see how it works out. If you want the full library, there are free games, including some fun ones. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'm not so sure about long term, but in the short term, it's nice for sure. Short term, it's nice, but I don't know. No, it's just me not reading. It's me not reading. It says it right here, like you get games with it, and like no. So that's just me not reading and not being familiar with the product. So no, I think they did okay on there on the marketing. They did okay. it says that you get 5 games included right here, you know. So even without the 12-month pass or the 3-month pass. What game is that? It's not a game. It's a system. It's called the Next Playground. It's like a Kinect. That's really what it is. It's just a Kinect. You just plug it into your TV and like you can like do game like Fruit Ninja and like you can do charades and different like Bluey and different type of games. It's just like it's like for families and kids. Like I said, it's pretty. People are buying it though. Like people are actually buying it. It's something about 1 million units sold so far. I think. When did it go on? When did it start going on sale though? Like when was the release date for it? I don't remember when it was, but yeah. Oh, that makes sense. More attractive if it has a couple games already. It's good to have options in this wild industry. Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, maybe that's something that I'll buy. Like when my boy gets older, maybe I'll pick that up. You know, it seems like something that could be kind of fun. You know, for it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know about the long-term viability of it, but for right now, so yeah. So yeah, it's all good though. My niece and nephew love it. Nice, nice. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good? Bro, PlayStation fans are so mad at GameSpot video about Nintendo winning the console war. Well, yeah, we reacted to that already. Once again, I think that's why I got some of these PS5 guys coming to my stream. Just because like they just seem upset. I don't know what it is. I think, like I said, I think that the Switch 1 really spooked them because all of these guys that are old enough, at least, they would come to my streams, they would go online, and they would sit there and say, Nintendo's done, Nintendo's dead. I remember Hip Hop Gamer and making videos that Mario's going to be on the PS4 because the Wii U flopped, and I remember people saying all sorts of stuff. Like, I think a lot of these guys legitimately thought that Sony is going to go, unimpeded. And I think the problem with these fanboys or console warriors, the real fanboys, not people that simply enjoy Nintendo or enjoy PlayStation and have no problem with other systems doing well. The real fanboys are these schizos that go over on YouTube pages and Twitter pages and get so salty and upset when one system does well or one system does better than the other system. You can have 2 systems, right? With the Switch 2, it can sell, let's say it just sells, I don't know, 1 million units in a month. The PS5 can sell 1.2 million in the month, and people will go, oh, look, it outsold. And I'm like, it's 200,000 systems, or who cares? They both sold 1 million plus. What does it matter? We don't get that extra 200. You don't make a bonus off the top. If the PS5 outsells the Switch 2, if the Switch 2 outsells, like, nobody makes any money from the amount of systems sold more from 1 month to 1 week. So I think that if you look at the Wii U, right? You look at the Wii U, you look at what happened there, and you look at the Switch, how the Switch absolutely destroyed all the stupid narratives that we're seeing right now with the Switch 2. That got them so salty and ready to pounce. I think a lot of these guys were the same people that were saying that the Switch 1, oh, look at the Switch 1 sales, it's behind the PS4 at times. Like, they're the same people. I am convinced that some of these people are the same because they're making the same mistake. If you were there, you wouldn't be making the same mistake. Now, if you don't know, then you don't know. But it's just funny to me. Now, I think some of these people were saying that they were like in grade school or something like that. I think some of the rule of 3, that guy that comes here and talks all the time, he was like, when the Wii U was out, he was like in like middle school or something like that. So a lot of these people are they're just young and they don't know economics, so we gotta maybe forgive them a little bit. But there are legitimately people who sit there and console war over 100,000 units sold or 200,000 units sold, or even if it's 300 or 400,000. Like, who cares? You know, who cares? Yo, shout outs to Cyber Taurus with the propane. Presto. Let's go.
Today I got Animal Crossing Switch 2, a new Legend of Heroes and tickets on the 50-yard line to the game Saturday. Today is a good day, smiling face.
Got Animal Crossing? Cyber Taurus, shout outs, man. Thank you for the big 42 year and the new Hokage stream, Ninja. So Cyber Taurus, like I was saying, my man, there are people here, or there are people that are just upset that the Switch 2 did so well. That's what it seems like to me, man. They're just upset. That's the only thing that the Switch did so well. The Switch 2 stuff, they're just looking for something to be angry or upset about and try to like make something. Like, I don't know, man. I'm looking at the sales numbers from what I'm seeing. I'm checking in with my retailers that I know, and everything's okay. Everything's selling good enough. And once Nintendo puts out more games, it'll continue selling. You know, so I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just really weird. It's like they want a monopoly. They want. The thing that I noticed is that the people who like the schizo fanboys who like Steam or who like PlayStation the most, they want everything to only be on their system. Nintendo fans, I don't think they care. They don't care if Sony games come to the Switch 2 or not. They don't care about PC games coming to Switch 2. Yeah, they want some third-party support, but they don't care about all that. They don't care about how the other systems sell. They just want to see Nintendo do well so they can get their Mario and Zeldas. That's what I realized. I think that's what I realized a lot. Like, but PlayStation fans, some of these guys, they just want only Sony. They want Sony to get everything. Or they want some of these PC guys, they want PC just to get everything. They want there to be no competition whatsoever. They want there to be nothing. They just want one system to get everything. Which is weird to me. Which is super weird, Cyber Taurus. I know you're not like that. So yeah. Switch 2 hasn't even flexed yet with Animal Crossing IP. Psh, no 3D Mario yet either. No Zelda, no new Zelda. OJ, you think Chrono Remake art style Dragon Quest 7 remake will make Dragon Quest 7 remake will make you be cool with that or still play HD 2D? I don't think it's. I mean, I'd have to see it with the Dragon Quest 7 art style. I'd have to see that. I don't know if that'll be like a good art style for it. I'd have to see it. Shout outs to Cyber Taurus though. Thank you for the big $42. The propane, Bobby, the king of the hill. You're out here, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you, Cyber Taurus. I appreciate you, fam. 132 on the board. Shout outs, man. Valve was the only company I trust with monopoly on the market. All three of the console guys need each other, else their prices. I don't trust Valve with a monopoly on the market. Why would you trust Valve with a monopoly on the market? Why would you trust them? How about your $400 Steam Deck? Where'd that go? Uh-oh. Where'd that go? I wouldn't trust. Don't trust anybody. Dude, do not trust anybody with the $500 million super yacht. I don't care what Valve's history is. Do not trust any billionaire with the super yacht. That's not, I don't care, bro. Nah, that's too much trust. I get that they do a lot of consumer friendly things and all that, but if it was, they have the whole market to themselves, I wouldn't trust that. Hell nah. You don't know what they're gonna do. And I sure as hell ain't trusting no damn billionaire with the super yacht. No, I'm good. I ain't trust. You think he cares? A lot of y'all do. No, I don't. I'm not that all trusting, all loving, all bow down and bend over for Gabe Newell. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nobody should. I don't trust Miyamoto. I don't trust Miyamoto's brother. I don't trust Furukawa with the super. I don't trust none of them. And they're not even millionaires. They're not even billionaires. They're just millionaires. I don't trust no damn billionaire with the super yacht with a monopoly. What the hell? You don't know what he's gonna do. What happened to your $400 Steam Deck, fam? What happened to that? They got plenty of money to keep that one going. What happened to that? Seemed to be gone at this point. So no, absolutely not. Hell no, I don't trust them. Yeah, wholesome. What happened? Okay, so explain what happened to the the cheaper $400 Steam Deck. What happened to that? He's wholesome. What happened to the $400 Steam Deck? What happened to that? That's a cheaper one that gets people a good price. What happened to that? It's Valve. They're consumer friendly. What happened? I saw no video. There was 0 videos on that, by the way. Damn near none of these PC guys. I didn't see the guy that, what these guys, Bellator News. I didn't see none of them complaining. They'll have Mario thumbnails 24. I didn't see all those, the big guys at the top of the video game. Like they all look like variations of Spawn Wave. Like I didn't see none of them complaining. Oh, because they already got their Steam Decks. They already got their OLEDs. They already got it's not a big deal to them. All these guys that have the black thumbnails with the red text, Nintendo's the most evil because of prices. Seems to be like they skipped that one. They didn't seem to be too upset about that. What happened? What, legendary drops or legend drops or whatever his name is. I mean, they make good videos. Don't get me wrong. They're good. I don't think they're bad people, you know. But I didn't see them complain about that. They seem to have went silent about that. That seemed to be, it's okay. Unless I missed it. Y'all let me know if I missed it. Let me know. Shout outs to Bellator News. Shout outs to Legendary Drops or Legend. I don't know. I see their vids pop up and I watch them every now and then. They're good videos. I just saying I didn't see them talk about that. But if I'm wrong, let me know. I'll take the L on that one. Let's see here. Satya. Let's see. Satya Nutella don't need a yacht. He's building the Matrix. Let's see. Corporations, not guys. Don't worry. I mean, listen. I don't want anybody to have a monopoly. I don't want anybody to have a monopoly on this industry. Now, a lot of PC guys do. They want Valve to get everything. They want Valve and Steam and PC to get every game from every company, no matter what, because that's their platform of choice and that's what they like and they feel that's the best for everyone. And it's like, no, it's the best for you. It's not the best for everyone. It's the best for you. What you want. You want that, and Gaben wants that, so we can buy another super yacht. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? But like, no, that's not what's best for everyone. What's best for everyone is healthy competition. That's what's best for everyone. If Valve simply had everybody's games from the very, I mean, like, no, that's not good. That's not good for anybody. Like, we got to have some type of different systems or some type of competition. Like, there's got to be something, you know? So, yeah, I'll say the Steam machine will probably be 650 plus, and that's a hard pass. I mean, I don't think that's even that bad. Like, if it's 650 for the specs that you're getting, if you're going to buy a PC, right, like a gaming PC, how much is it going to cost to get you what Valve's offering for their two models? So, like, you know, I'm not even, if it's 650, that's fine. Because it's a PC, so you can do a lot with it, right? I think you're going to be able to, you want to run it like a PC, you can. I mean, like, I get it. For, like, the specs that you're getting, is it worth that? Yeah, probably, maybe. Is it worth it for me? Hell no. But is it worth it for other people? Absolutely. Considering what you're getting. I don't even think that that's bad. What I personally said with Valve is like, so you trust them with the monopoly, but what happened to your $400 Steam Deck? Because that was the thing that I heard so many people tell me. I had people dressing up in banana suits, looking like, all sorts of crazy, sitting here dissecting every single word that I said about the Steam Deck because they didn't like the fact that I brought up Switch 2. That I thought, oh, I'm going to sell it for this. And they would bring up the $400 Steam Deck and how the pricing and all that type of stuff. And that was like a big thing. And not just weirdo banana people, but also people that I consider my friends too. Some of the people, not my friends, but my acquaintances, people that I know. I got into a debate with some people on Twitter, Toxic, shout out to Toxic, before he kind of saw the light when it came to Switch 2. But they were bringing up the $400 Steam Deck too as well. And I'm like, guys, first of all, one, it's cheaper. Two, it doesn't come with the dock. Three, it doesn't come with any cables. Like, it's not the same as a $450 Switch 2 that comes with all of that. You guys got to realize that if it did, it'd be more than $400. And who knows if that thing is even going to be around. They have a $550 to $650. They have a $700 system with tax. If you buy the highest price Switch or Steam Deck OLED, it is $700. If you buy the highest price or the second or the lowest price now at this point, it's $550 plus tax. It's $600 system almost. You know, depending on where you live, state tax, all it's close, right? To either one of those. So it's like if Valve was just everything about consumer friendly and everything was just about that, what happened to that $400? They should have kept making that $400 system. Because I had so many Steam Deckers use that and say that, oh no, it's what for $400 well, it's gone now. Now what? I didn't hear a single one of these people sit there and rip Valve to shreds over that. They ripped me to shreds over that. Oh, $400. It's just gone. We what, 7 months into the Switch 2 life? It's gone now. Like I was saying that, look, they might not have that for forever because they got a $550 to $650 model. There's a big jump between that. You think they want to keep that crusty LCD around? and lose money on that game. No, I damn near cried to IGN with that $400 model. This dude almost this man was crying on IGN's before the Steam Deck even launched. Oh, well, that's a tough one. He was Richie Rich out here. I mean, it's cheaper than, listen, how much did you spend on that $400 how much y'all losing on that $400 Steam Deck? So nah, I ain't trusting no billionaire with nothing. With the monopoly, this dude was crying about a $400 Steam Deck that comes with nothing. Comes with nothing. Does not come with a damn thing. No dock, no nothing. Dan was crying on IGN when they asked him about it. He was like, please buy the more expensive one. Essentially, that's what he was saying. Go back and look up the interview. If you don't believe me, go back. We can watch it now. Let me see if I can find it. IGN, no. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And when I say crying, I don't mean like he was actually in tears. Let's see if I can find it. I can. I don't know, man. It's not timestamped though, so I can't find exactly when he said it.
Things like that. Those weren't great.
The other characteristics, in terms of the gaming performance that you're going to get, they're going to be. Well, you know more of the details. They.
Yeah, I don't know but here's the interview though. It's 30 minutes long. I ain't trying to go through all this, man, but like, there's the interview. Y'all can look through it. That was the interview 4 years ago, 2021, where they interviewed him and they talked about Steam Deck goals, future, all that good stuff. So y'all can look through that. But yeah, that was the interview that I was referencing. So yeah. I think Valve makes Steam Decks to order now, so RAM prices are killing them. That's the downside they have compared to Nintendo, Sony manufacturing empires. Oh yeah, yes. Listen. I get it. All I'm saying is that they also got rid of a cheaper model when everyone was using that against the Switch 2. I just want to say that.
Fund. Go Seahawks.
Yo, shout out Sean Kramer. And I know that's you in the chat too, man. I appreciate you, fam. Like, I get it. I'm just not. Thank you for the Big Ten. Go Seahawks. Go Seahawks. No. They gotta do the the Sean Cooper or whatever his name. No. Listen, man. As long as the Niners don't have 18 missed tackles, don't allow 3rd and 17s, and McCaffrey doesn't hand the ball to other guys in the end zone, I think it's gonna be an interesting game. Oh, by the way, the silverback, big Trent Williams is back, ready to go. Ricky Purcell, back. Not 100%, but he's back. But that's some good news. Purcell back. He was not in there for week 18. Trent Williams back. He was not in there. Trent Williams, future Hall of Famer. And new linebackers. No Fred Warner, but Kendricks and Wallow, definitely better than Bethune and D. Winters. So, new linebackers, Trent Williams back, and Purcell. So, I am hyped about that because those are key positions. Those are key positions there. I am ready, man. I'm ready for the game, baby. Combo breaks. Thank you for the JoJo. Appreciate that, Mr. Sean Kramer. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the Big Ten. Let's see here. You can open up the transcript. Yeah, I don't want to look through all of it, though, Wound Up Penguin. Can you do it for me? Then let me know. Oh, man. Reminds me, you had a chance to watch the original Digital Foundry talk on Ubisoft and Shadows. I watched a little bit of it. House Gang, I didn't see the whole thing, but I did watch like 5 minutes of it or so earlier. Jimmy G on the 49ers for the massive game. Well, no, Jimmy G's got to deal with the Chicago Bears. So he's got to deal with the fighting the fighting Switch After Darks. That's Switch After Darks team. So you need to tag Switch After Dark and let him know about Jimmy G and to watch out. I don't gotta worry about Jimmy G. Now here's the thing: if the Niners somehow get past the Seahawks, the #1 seed, and somehow the Rams beat the Bears, then it's gonna be the Jimmy G Bowl, a showdown in Los Angeles, the Jimmy G Bowl, Rams, Niners, third time for the year. So that's gonna be the showdown, the Jimmy G Bowl. But once again, the Niners, they got food right in front of them. They're gonna have to beat a hungry, fast, aggressive, violent, physical, #1 seed Seahawks team that nobody's picking the Niners to win. Just like last week with the Eagles, nobody is picking the Niners to win. All the professionals, all the people online, all the pros, they're all picking the Seahawks. So they got enough in front of them right now. They got to worry about Jimmy G later if he makes it past the Bears. Fred Warner is not back. He's practicing. If the Niners somehow beat the Seahawks, Fred Warner is going to make it back for the championship game. But once again, that's a big if, because they could easily lose this game. Like, it's not, they can lose. They can definitely lose. I'm hoping for a Niners Bears. I want Niners Bears. That's what I want. I want Niners Bears, and then I want the Patriots to win out. So I don't want to see the Texans defense. I don't want to see the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. I personally want, I want the Patriots. I want Drake May. I'll take the inexperience. I want the Patriots.
Temps in Chi-Town are going to be 17 at kickoff. Matt Stafford is 1-9 in temps that cold.
Is he really 1-9 in temps that cold? Okay. I did not know that he was 1-9 in temps that cold. I actually did not know that. Shout outs to that. I mean, I hope the Bears win. The problem is that I can't trust the Bears because they only decided to start playing football in the third quarter. They don't want to play football in the first quarter, the second quarter, and if you do that against the Rams, you might get blown out. So that's the problem that I have, is that they don't feel like playing football until the third quarter, then make miraculous comebacks when it never should have been like that in the first place. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Thank you for another $10 dono. Let's go. What are you eating for dinner tonight? I think my wife, she's gonna buy some steak. So I think we're gonna have some small, like, grilled steak tonight. So I think so. I think that's what she's gonna buy. She hasn't came and got my key yet, so I don't know if she's gonna go now or later. But if not, I think I'll just eat whatever. But we just did a ton of cleaning today. We cleaned out our kitchen. We threw away a bunch of, like, we had some, like, old food in there from, like, the holidays and stuff. So, like, we threw out so much stuff. We cleaned, we swept, we did everything. Kitchen's clean and kitchen's all nice. So I think we're gonna go to Costco tomorrow and, like, Trader Joe's and get some food. But I mean, like I said, I don't know what we're gonna have tonight. I might just eat whatever, tonight, and then maybe tomorrow morning we'll go get some groceries and stuff. So yeah. Let's see. No, Rams and 49ers is the future matchup. I don't want to play the Rams. The Rams, Sean McVay has had Kyle Shanahan's number a number of times, even in the playoffs. So, like, I kind of don't want to meet the Rams because they're just so, their offensive firepower is just so good. It's just dealing with that Rams team. There's just so much. And the Bears is like that as well. That's true. The Bears are also like that. But I think that the Rams are just a bit better on their skill positions. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and the other guy that they have, Corum, I think, is the other guy there. And, like, all their tight ends. Like, I think that it's just a little bit better than the Bears. Just a little bit better. But I hope the Bears win. I want the Bears to win. Because but another problem that I have, though, with the Bears winning is that then the Niners have to go there and play in the cold. So if the Niners win, then they have to go to Chicago and play in that freezing cold. So that's not good. So, I mean, would it be better for a matchup to be in Los Angeles, So that might be a better matchup for the Niners to take the warm weather and to play the Rams in, like, maybe a shootout type of game. So yeah, we'll see, though. We'll see. We're getting ahead of ourselves. The Rams gotta beat the Bears, and the Niners gotta beat the Seahawks. It could be the other way around. It could be Seahawks versus Rams. It can be Bears versus Seahawks. It can be you know, it can be any type of combination. You know, we don't know yet, so we'll see. Picking up Costco shepherd's pie right now. So yummy, nice. Let's go. Let's go. I predict Bears Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That can easily happen. I'm rocking with my Niners, of course, but we'll see, man. It's gonna. Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't do the Spawncast pre-show this week because I can't sit there and watch the game and be on the Spawncast because I'm just gonna be too antsy. I'm gonna be too hyped. I'm gonna be too geeked. So we're gonna do an earlier show, and I am going to put all my energy into this Niners game this weekend. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this week, man, or this weekend, Saturday. I wish it was Sunday. The game should have been on Sunday, but whatever, you know. Just hope that the Niners really can get this done. But I know everybody, you know, Seahawks fans, they obviously want their team to win. Everybody wants their own team to win. So yeah. Let's see. You don't have to worry about Rams. Ram is too expensive. They're probably the Ram now. Good joke, I guess. Doesn't really make too much sense, but you know, I mean, I see what you're trying to do there. I see what you're trying. I mean, it was a good attempt. Pretty sure Nvidia is profiting from Nintendo here. Hate to hear Nvidia stab Nintendo in the back, and I don't think Nintendo's gonna. No, I don't think Nvidia's gonna stab Nintendo in the back. I don't see why they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. Hitting 36 hours in trails, yes sir. Let's go. OJ, I'm getting the fancy McDonald's for dinner. Hey, there you go. That's a 5-star restaurant right there. Let's see here. I'll send you a pic from the stadium. I'm behind the 49ers bench at the 50. Oh man, you're gonna be one of the 12th men making that noise. Yeah, it's gonna be a rocking environment, dude. It's gonna be a rocking environment. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It is going to be it's going to be a ton of what's it called? A ton of noise. I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited for the game and excited to see what's gonna happen. And just see all the different, you know, players. And I also want to say shout outs, guys. We did hit a 130,000 on the subscribers, which I know. So it was so funny, man. Yeah, we hit 130,000. So I hope we stay there. Sometimes it fluctuates, but yeah, we're pretty much at 130,000. So I want to say thank you guys, man. I appreciate the 130K subscribers. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it if you do. So yeah, let's go. Shout outs, guys. I appreciate that. It's really cool to hit 130,000. Like, I've been like at the 129 for a hot minute. I think all last year we were at 120,000. I think even the year before we were at 120,000 as well. So I think we were like at 2 years. We went from like 120 to like 129, like 2 years. So it's good to actually push past that and get to 130. But like I said, I'm gonna do more marketing on the channel and like more stuff. So the numbers should. I mean, I'm planning on this year getting to 200K. I think, like I said, if we keep up like with the giveaways, we keep up like with the marketing, the funny skits, like the other stuff, obviously big Switch 2 games, Nintendo Directs, I think we can jump 70K this year. But I actually have to try, which I have not tried in marketing for a while now. This is me actually trying like with the Switch 2 giveaways and skits and stuff like that. So I will try a lot harder. But yeah, we should hit 200. Listen, I think at the bare minimum, we hit 150K this year, which would be a big jump over what we usually get. And then I would say, like, maybe, just maybe, like, if Nintendo can drop some bangers and we get some Monolith Soft, we get some Xenoblade stuff, we get some Monolith Soft stuff this year, we get a new Monolith Soft announcement, we get some reactions going, we get some analysis going, I think we can get a lot of new Monolith Soft fans, and I think we can rally the RPG fans, and I think we can get to, like, 200K. If this year is crazy. Like, if this year turns out to what I think this year could be, with new 3D Mario, Zelda remakes, remasters, big Nintendo Directs, crazy excitement and hype, like, I think we can actually get to 200K this year, which would be nuts, right? Which would be really crazy. But I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible. Let's see here. You just got to keep shilling. Yeah, we just got to keep shilling. We just got to. I think like, it's got to be like an incentive, right? Like my type of channel, it's not the type of channel that people are just gonna. The algorithm's just gonna say, oh yeah, this channel's great. Everybody loves this channel. It's never gonna be that type of channel for me. But it's got to be a channel to where I gotta lure Nintendo fans in to actually say, hey, look, we're doing something cool, and if you stick around, it'll be beneficial for you and for me. But like you can have a chance to win stuff. It's fun. It's exciting. So I got to be a bit more on top of stuff like that. And I think that's like the skits and the giveaways. That stuff helps with that. So I say, hey, look, if you're a Nintendo fan, subscribe. I mean, obviously, if you don't like Nintendo, then whatever, then don't. You don't have to. But let's focus on what works, which is the RPG stuff, the Nintendo stuff, and like let's make sure that we actually have giveaways that people can have time to enter, not just like random live stream. Like, okay, here's a giveaway, right? It's like let's actually make it to where it's official and do it to where Nintendo fans are interested in the content from the beginning, not just everyone like random. Hey, here's a Switch 2 for anybody, but just like, hey, if you're watching the videos, you're gonna see the giveaway, right? And then you're gonna subscribe if you like what you're seeing. So I think that way is the better way to do it. So that's what we're doing now, and that's why we're up to 130,000 subscribers, like in no time. You know, like I said, we'll get to 135, and then we'll get to 140, then we'll get to 150, then we'll give away the Switch 2. Then we'll do another one. I'll probably do another one after that. Yeah, the Gabe Newell sponsorship today pushed me over 130. Shout outs to Joe 9K as well. Yo, Joe 9K! Thank you for the big $50. Says you're amazing. Yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm not burning myself out. Joe 9K, Party Man knows this. You guys all know this. If I hated what I did, I'd burn myself out. But honestly, you can ask my wife. I wake up with enthusiasm and I wake up with drive and passion. And that's the difference between me and a grifter. A lot of these people wake up angry and upset, or a lot of these, like I said, slop tubers or angry tubers that just want to wake up and be angry about things or just be mad or just they wake up so angry and so pissed off that they've got to sit there and be upset about video gaming. I don't have to do that. Now, I can talk about things that I don't like, right, Joe? We can talk about things that we don't like, but generally speaking, I'm going to be excited about what I'm talking about. So to me, I don't really get burnt out because this is what I've been doing my whole life. I've been yapping about video games, randomly going on tangents, randomly getting this and going off on people about video games or not my whole life. It's literally been like a thing that I've been doing since I was like 3 or 4 years old. My brother and me, we would sit down, and I'll get that next donation too. Shout outs, guys. We would sit down in my room or in our room and we would argue about what video game's better or not. We'd talk about this. I've been doing this, and I kid you not, my whole life. So it's a passion thing. And I didn't start YouTube to start making money. I didn't start YouTube to be, I started it because I thought it'd be fun. That's when I started my channel. So the fact that I can actually do something like, okay, I can make a little bit, that's great, that's awesome. But it's not the reason why I do it. Even if I didn't make any money, I'd probably still do this because I started YouTube before I even knew you could make anything. I just did it because it was fun. Maybe I wouldn't do it as much because I'd have to, go out, obviously, day job and work and be great at that. But even when I was working a day job, I still did this. I still tried to get videos out. I still tried to stream when I could. I still did it. Even when I had a day job and I was making a good amount of money, the one job I had, I still, when I was working as a health coach, I was making good money and I still did this. I still did it. And I wasn't really making anything on my YouTube channel, but I still did it, So I just couldn't do it as much, but I still did, So that's the difference, I think, between me and why I don't get burnt out. I don't get burnt out because talking about RPGs and talking about Nintendo is just like, it's dope, it's fun, it's exciting, and I'm always gonna like doing it. Like, I'm never gonna be like, oh man, I'm burnt out from this. Like, sure, I get burnt out from editing a little bit. Yeah, so I'll take a day off. I'll take a couple days off. I'll take a little bit off. But making skits and having fun and streaming, I don't really get burnt out on that, man. Like, I really don't. Shout outs to Cool Rips. Thank you for the 5. Shout outs to Joe 9K. Thank you for the big 50, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the big super sticker. That is incredible. And I know it sounds corny, guys. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I'm telling you, man, I swear, I kid you not, I've been doing this since I was like 5. Like I've been doing 3 or 4. There was just no way to actually, talk on the internet back then. So yeah. Shout outs to Cool Rips. Thank you for the 5, man. What up, OJ? Is there a video that would recap Xenoblade 1 and 2, explains the story? Yes. Kind of want to just go into Xenoblade 3. Yes, there is. Xenoblade. The best one, story. The best one is this one. Gosh, let me see here. Here it is. The Xenoblade timeline explained from Link-A-Lot. So, so yeah, let me show you why this one's good. And I'll get that dono too. Shout outs to Ice CP with the $10. And he says, bro, I was gonna break my no game key rule for RE9 bundle, but my GameStop closed and lost my pre-order. Oh man. Sorry about that, man. Here's the shortened version. Okay. Got you. Let me see here. I think okay, here we go. We'll watch this first. Thank you, Ice CP. Thank you for the $10. Thank you, Cool Rips. Thank you, Joe 9K.
The 3 price points are $399, $529, and $649. And the only difference between those is the amount of storage and the speed of the storage. So for us, it's really, how does the press react? You know, what are they saying about it? What are they saying about it a year later? Right? What's the perception? You know, what are gamers saying? You know, what are their reactions? What are our partners saying are the kinds of things that are most helpful to us? Because our assumption is, you know, these are long-term decisions that we're making about how we can contribute to the health and the vitality of the ecosystem. And we're always going to be successful as long as that's continuing to happen.
But he doesn't talk about the price though. Okay, here we go. Hitting Steam Deck price was painful but critical.
As we're testing on this is that price performance is going to be one of the critical factors in the mobile space. And so we've had to be very aggressive in terms of pricing on the deck.
Why does my outfit look just like his? I think I did it. We've got to be very good about pricing. Yeah, just pricing on it. I think my impersonation and my outfit was tier 1. I think my impersonation and outfit was tier 1. I got a shirt that's just, I wore a shirt that was just like that. I think I did a pretty good job.
I want to pick this up and says, oh, it all works. Yeah. It's all fast. It's all, and then price point was secondary and painful, but you know, that was pretty clearly a critical aspect to it. But the first thing was the performance and the experience.
Did you hear? Did you hear what he said?
To it, but the first thing was the performance, a critical aspect to it. But the first thing was the full, but
hold on, here we go.
Secondary and painful, but all, and then price point was secondary and painful.
Secondary and painful. So he was crying and complaining about offering this 64 gigabyte Steam Deck with no dock for $400. Now we have a system. How many years later? 4 years later? 4 years later, for $450, that comes with a dock, comes with the cables, comes with more memory for $450. And people tried to use this whole $400 Steam Deck. They didn't even want to do it. They never wanted to do a $400 Steam Deck. He said it was critical but painful. As soon as they can get rid of all these crusty $400 Steam Decks, they got rid of it. What I'm saying, what it goes back to, shout outs to Sean Kramer, is you ain't trusting no damn billionaire. He didn't even want to give you that deal. He didn't want to give you that deal. Everybody think that Valve is just this super company and they'll just sit here and take lots. Hell no, he didn't even want to give you this deal. He said it was painful. As soon as they found out to get rid of it, they got rid of it. They got rid of it. This is what they really wanted from you guys. What they really wanted was $530 to $649. They really wanted $500 to $600 plus the tax. That's what they really wanted from you. This was just a facade, a fake to be competitive, maybe with the Switch 1 or whatever. I'm not sure, or whatever Nintendo did in the future. This was fake. They never wanted to give you this. Valve is not some magical corporation that only thinks about what you want. Because if it was, they would have kept this $399 system. That's a big jump, bro. That's a big jump from $400 to $130 jump. That's a big jump. Over here, damn near $250 jump. That's what they really wanted to charge you. So if anybody that's thinking that it's easy to make one of these systems, to make a hybrid system that can play games, AAA games portable, but also be affordable and be under $400, just go ahead and reference this video with Valve crying and complaining, Mr. Super Yacht, crying and complaining about making a $400 64 gigabyte system with no dock and no cables. You got to buy the dock separate. You can just refer them to this video where he's crying about it. Mr. Super Yacht himself, with all the billions that Valve makes, they barely have any damn employees. They make all this money. He's crying too. He didn't want to give you guys a $400 system. He said it's critical. He said it's painful. Painful. That's what he called the price, bruh. Painful. So I rest my case with that one. I was trying to tell people this when the Switch One, with the price of the Switch One, I'm like, guys, you can't make a hybrid, a 10-watt hybrid system that plays AAA games anywhere that you want, with the dock, with the cables, with everything all locked in. You can't make that for $300. You can't make that for $375. I mean, I was thinking maybe $400 at minimum. But some people are thinking you can't make it for that. You can't. There's no way. Because even your Lord and Savior, Gabe Newell, sitting there crying about $399 for a 64 gigabyte system with no dock. So there you go. Thank you, JCat, for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, they already got rid of this one here. They already got rid of it. So they clearly didn't want it around. They did it so where they can't do it no more. Then they said, out, dip, gone. So yeah. All right, so this is the best video. If you want to know what the what's it called? What the if you want to know Xenoblade's story, look at this video from, his name is Link-A-Lot. Link-A-Lot. Yeah, detachable Joy-Cons and all that stuff. So his name is Link-A-Lot, and he's got a great video that explains like the beginning.
Now, the conduit was a strange rectangular object discovered sometime.
He describes the conduit. He describes what happened with it. He describes all the stuff that you need to know leading into it. What happened with Xenoblade. He describes Kloss. He goes over theories, fan theories of how Xenoblade 1 and 2's world did. But then he gives his opinion of what happened in there. So this is the best video, and it's not that long. It's only 33 minutes, and I kid you not, I watched this video like 4 or 5 times before Xenoblade 3 came out. This is the video that I watched, like, yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, about 4. I actually watched it recently too, not that long ago. I think I watched it about like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I watched this video again. So yeah, I recommend this one. It's not too long. It's good, and it's in depth. Monolith Soft doesn't explain everything in Xenoblade, but he does a good job of explaining it to where you might be able to understand. So he goes over the whole thing with Xenoblade, and he goes over everything for the most part. He does skip some stuff, like the story of Xenoblade 1, like all like Shulk's adventures, like everything that Shulk does. He does skip some of that, but he tells you all of the main points of what you need to know of who Shulk is, what happened, what's going on, Zanza, all that good stuff. So yeah, this is the video that I recommend. This video is very good. Shout outs to Link-A-Lot. Good content creator. And yeah, I recommend this video. There's another link to it. So if you want to watch that to get caught up on Xenoblade, or if you just want a refresher, speaking of Xenoblade, if you just want a refresher on Xenoblade, that's one of the better videos to watch. So yeah. All right. Here we go. Golden Sub. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Switch 2 stock not going well, and all we got these outrageous prices on PC handhelds. I don't want to hear that from the grifters. Like I said, 91 Gamer Boy, we don't really got to worry too much because, once again, Nintendo's investor meeting's coming up. They're going to have a Nintendo Direct coming up. And on top of that, you know, once again, if you look at it year on year, their stock's up. But nobody cares about their stock. I don't care about their stock. I don't care about Nintendo. Like, it doesn't matter. They're a billion-dollar corporation with tons of assets and tons of cash reserves. Nobody should care about their stock. It doesn't make any sense to care about a billion-dollar corporation stock that's nowhere near bankruptcy or not even sniffing it. So yeah, doesn't matter. Let's see, man. I need a new Xenoblade. I need a new Xenoblade, or I need a new model of soft game. It's not that I need a new Xenoblade. I just need a new model of soft game. I also need a new platinum. We got a platinum limit break here, so we got a new platinum. We need some of that. Let's also go deep into Xenoblade more sections on spoilers and stuff. Luxon, I like Luxon, but he's a little bit like the mad scientist, like with the crazy hair and like the glasses that spiral. Like that's the problem with Luxon, is that he just he's a bit of a mad scientist. I think Link-A-Lot is a bit more calm and reserved and can explain things a little bit better. I do like Luxon, and I think he's great. I watch it, but I think he's a bit more for hardcore Xenoblade fans, more so than you know, like explaining the story. Like Luxon will go so far in depth. It's just, like I said, sometimes he's like a mad scientist. He just starts like firing off stuff, and it's like, it's crazy, you know. So yeah, I suggest Link-A-Lot for recaps of Xenoblade 1 and 2 story. But I do suggest Luxon for like if you want to know everything about like after like maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed. He had a great video on that. So yeah, he's really good for that. I hope we see a release date for Orbitals at the first Nintendo Direct. That game looks ready to ship. Yeah, I think we're going to see a release date for it soon. I'm not even sure why that was announced at the Game Awards. Maybe it wasn't ready at Nintendo Direct. But yeah. I'm crying. I ran into someone replying to me on Twitter and actually referenced Nintendo. This is the first time it'll happen in action. Bruh. Excuse me. Bruh. I get what you mean, LO, but he will get you everything. That's true, he will. But you also, if you're someone new, you also might be confused. You know, you also might be confused as hell too. So there's also that. There's also. Oh man, he might just mix you. You might be looking to understand what's going on, then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you don't even know where you're at. You might be somewhere in a whole different planet. You know. So yeah. Anyway, let's go over Famitsu sales for the Japan, since we actually have the sales numbers. Let's go over the Famitsu. We've got 2 weeks updated for the last couple weeks, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We'll see how everything's doing, then we'll talk about it. So yeah, let's do that. Oh man, shout outs to the Famitsu sales. You gotta have the Famitsu. That's the Famitsu. It's getting these people pissed, bro. I mentioned Famitsu sales. All of a sudden, you have people. No. But in Japan, it's cheaper. It's cheaper in Japan too on PlayStation 5. They made cheaper systems. Sony made $100 cheaper system than the $500 model. Man, what y'all talking? No, it's not fair. Nintendo priced it cheaper. Oh man, bro, they really mad about that. That really got them in a pickle, in a bind. All right, let me take a look here. It's not, oh man, yo, they get a deal. Like, oh, it's cool. They're able to afford it. Oh, the Japanese economy, the yen's bad. It's not like it's a positive thing for them. It's no, my system's not doing as good. That's not fair. The Japanese people. It's like pouty, whiny crybaby. Like, it's like you can't even be happy that people somewhere get a better deal. Like, yeah, it'd be great if everybody got it for directly translated. But whining and crying about people getting a deal, like, listen, if I can't get one because of how the economy is here, I don't mind if somebody else gets one. I wish Africa or Nigeria, my home country, I wish they got good deals. If they got a Switch 2 for $150 because people make $12 a day there in Nigeria, because nobody makes any money in Nigeria. Nigeria has a massive wealth versus poverty range. Like, there's like barely any middle class. There's either like you're rich or like you're poor as hell. Like, if somehow Nintendo got together with the African officials or in Nigeria and said, we're gonna make a $150 Switch where you can only speak my native tongue, Igbo. You can only speak that, and that's the only thing that you're gonna get, but we're gonna make it for you guys, and it was $150, I would not be upset. Same thing with PlayStation or Xbox. I'd be like, okay, cool, you know, that economy's not as good. Obviously, the Naira is terrible, in comparison to the dollar. It's like legitimate. Like I can give my my mother-in-law $50 and or I can give her $100 and she might be able to blow through it so quickly for anything because the Naira conversion is so bad. But anyway, you guys aren't here to hear about Nigeria's problems. But what I'm just saying is that like the economy there is so bad, and if somehow Nintendo was able to get together with the Nigerian officials and get to where the system was cheap there, even if I couldn't take advantage of that, I'd still be like, okay, cool. It's a way for the sales to go up. It's a way for people that are obviously don't have as much to be able to play it. It's not going to be a negative thing, and I don't care what system it is. That's what I'm saying. These people are weird, dude. These people are super, super weird. Let's see. Careful, they're going to call you emotional, intensive. They can call me every single name in the book. I don't have double standards. I said the same thing about PlayStation. If Sony could make a cheap Igbo language only in Africa or in Nigeria, country. Africa's a continent. Nigeria is a country within a continent, so you have to keep that in mind. Nigeria is like a country like the United States within the African continent because everything's like a separate country there. They don't have states right next to each other, so you have to keep that in mind, guys. But if they were able to do that with PlayStation and Xbox, I would love that. My cousins, when they were in Nigeria, they would always want to buy games here because buying games in Nigeria was expensive. You had to import them. The shops that did get them, they would upcharge. If you wanted a Switch 1, you're paying $600 for a Switch 1. If you wanted a PS5, you're paying nearly $1,000 for a PS5. So whenever my cousins used to come here back before they're now, some of them live here now, but before then, they'd always buy video games and systems here because it was significantly cheaper than getting it in Nigeria. So if there was a way, because the Japanese economy is not as good right now, the yen is not as good as the dollar, but there's a way for them to get a system cheaper, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, I don't care who it is. That's good for them. That's good for them. I wish it for them. So it's not even about being Nintendo simp or anything. I want anybody to be able to get a better deal in a different country that's not as fortunate, or if their dollar is weaker, or if they don't make as much money. If they can get a cheaper system because their economy is not as good and they don't have as much money as we have here in the US, I'm okay with that. I don't care who it is. Just like I didn't care. I thought it was a good idea that Sony's making a Japan-only language model PlayStation 5 to help reduce the price. I don't see it as a console war thing. I just see it as, okay, I said that it's not really going to make that much of a difference, but it's better for the Japanese consumers that they have that option for them to have a cheaper price system. So you can call me Nintendo simp all you want to. You can say that I'm just doing all, but at the end of the day, I want that for every system, not just Nintendo. I want that for everything because I'm not a douchebag, and I don't have a problem with other people being able to have some joy in something. Just because I can't take advantage of that deal, that doesn't mean that I don't want it to happen or that I don't want people to have joy. Like, I'm not like that, you know? But you got these weirdos online that feel the need to make excuses for something doing well because some country, because of the yen, because of what's going on with tariffs and taxes and other things and import fees, that they get a better deal than all. Oh, that's the only reason. It's like, who cares? It is what it is. That's how it works. That's how, like I said, every company's doing that, you know? I didn't know Sony was making a Japanese only PS5. It's not that they were, Sony has a Japanese language model only PS5. They've already made it. It's already out. It's available. You can go buy it. You can import it if you want, but that's a bad idea, obviously. But like, it's there. Japanese consumers can go buy a cheaper PlayStation 5, all digital, but it's cheaper, and that's the system. If you look at the Famitsu sales, that's the system that's doing the best for Sony right now. The PS5 digital edition that sold 36,000 units for the past 2 weeks in Japan, compared to the PlayStation 5, which sold 6,000 units, compared to the PlayStation 5 Pro, which only sold 3,000 units, 3,864. So the Japanese language model digital edition sold, let's just give it sold 3 times more plus than the PS5 Pro and the PS5 disc-based edition. It sold 3 times more, 10,000 to 36,000, almost 3.5 times more, right? So that's good for them. Now, do I get that same deal on an all digital PS5? No, I don't. But that's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Japan, like, once again, is not the same as the US in terms of how much we make and the economy and yen versus dollar and all sorts of things. It's okay. And that's a good strategy. It's a good, and if they do well and if they sell a lot, I'm not gonna be like, well, the only reason why they did well was because they have a cheaper PS5. It's like, okay, the only reason why the PS2 did well is because they did a bunch of price cuts. The only reason why the PS3 did well because they did a bunch of price cuts. The only reason why the Xbox 360 did well because they had a bunch of price cuts too, and because people's systems exploded and people just went out and bought another one. Like, the only reason why the DS did well is because it was $99 at some point. The only reason why the Wii did well was because it was only $150 at some point. It was only $100, $150 at some. Like, you can make excuses for everything. Everything you can make excuses for. The only reason why the PS4 did well was because there was no competition between the Wii U and the Xbox One, and the PS4 would have discounts down to $200, $199, Black Friday sales, summer sales, and all sorts of stuff. You could make pricing excuses for everything. I just think it's stupid, and I think it's a cope. It's a cope. It's stupid. It's weird. It's goofy behavior. And the people that are doing this don't actually care about video games, don't actually care about people getting good deals, don't actually care about anything. They just care about their own ego and bravado on talking about video game sales, about what they think was right, that Nintendo's gonna fail or some stupid nonsense like this, you know? Instead of thinking, oh man, those gamers get a good deal, they're thinking about, oh, it's not fair for my argument. And I'm like, oh, get a load of this guy. Get a load of this. Like, what does it matter, dude? Like, people are getting better deals. That's good. Are Japanese people not people? Are they not real? Just because you don't speak the same language as them, or just because you don't live by them, that doesn't mean it's not good that they don't get a deal. Like, at least somebody's getting a deal, you know? Just like here in America, they dropped the price for Black Friday. People got deals on that. When do you think Xenoblade 4 will happen? Tomorrow. No, I don't know, man. Hey, what's up, Avedon? Welcome. Mario Tennis theme, Pog. There you go. Hey, what's up, Snowhawk? Someone told me they artificially cut demand in Japan to create FOMO sales. If it doesn't sell out, equals no hype. If it sells out, artificial demand. Yeah, that's what people did with the Wii. In the Wii era, people said it was artificial demand. So when it sold out, it was artificial demand. So it is, once again, it's just, don't waste your time. Anybody that quotes a grifter or like a person that just 24/7 negative videos, that they don't look at both sides, they're not completely objective in their thought process, it's just 100% negative. Don't ever, if they quote them, stop the argument, stop the discussion, stop it. Anybody that quotes Nintendine or people that are 100% negative grifters, I have no problem with people that are like, you know, okay, they're objective. Okay, I'm going to talk about it one way. We're going to have some videos that are obviously positive, that did good, negative, that did, you know, like, there's balance to it, right? But people that are 100% negative 24/7 and constantly talk negatively and constantly look for every single negative piece of news to make videos on, these people cannot be trusted. These people are obviously grifting. These people, you shouldn't worry about those people. Those people are not relevant in the actual real scheme of adults and big boys talking about video games. Those big boys and big girls talking about the industry and the market. These people aren't relevant. They're just grifters looking for money. They're just grifters looking to be as negative as possible. They're just grifters never looking to actually have an honest conversation with somebody that disagrees with them on air, because it would ruin their grip. So if I were you, don't waste your time with, you know, fans of those people, because once again, they're not objective. Everything's just negative. Nintendo can sell 50 million systems in 2 years, and they'll find a way to say that there was not enough systems sold in Zimbabwe or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll make up some type of weird nonsense. They'll make up some type of, I saw open box policy, open box Switch 2s, 15 open box Switch 2s at my local games. Like, they'll make up some type of nonsense. So if I were you, I wouldn't waste my time talking with these people. And the same goes for crazy Nintendo fans that can't understand what good PlayStation sales, or crazy people that act like Xbox only sold 2 systems or something like that. Schizos that reference crazy people that are 100% negative grifter content. You should never get into arguments, especially if you don't make any money off of it. If you're not a content creator or anything like that, that should never happen. You should not waste your time too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should 1 or 2 responses and then mute it or give it a rest, because they're not going to change their mind no matter what. their mind's already made up, no matter what happens. It can be dead in your face, 100% facts, and they'll find another reason. They'll say it's the worst selling, fastest selling system of all time, or it's the worst. Like they'll make up a whole new thought process to hate, to be angry, to grift, to lie, to manipulate. These people are schizos, like I said. So if I were you, I wouldn't really worry too much about them. RX Gaming with the $5 dono. It says, I'm happy today, dude. I reached out to my company for the first time to get a review copy, and I got it. I'm doing something right. Hey, there you go, RX Gaming. Appreciate that, man. Do you see Xenoblade X getting a new game plus an Arcade's Gauntlet edition like all the other versions? No, Odyssey, probably not. No. I think they're done with Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's done. It's done. They've moved on. I don't think they're going to make any new extra content. Outside of like maybe like a patch to make it run fast, like to make it run at 60 FPS. I don't see it. I don't see them doing anything, you know? Congrats on the review code though, man. There you go. Is the Zimbabwe thing a joke? No, like that's actually like a real thing that happened. Like that like somebody actually did that in a video. Like that's like a real thing. Unfortunately, it's real. The weirdos make arguments that Japan gets a discount because everyone else pays more, when in reality the cost logistics of Japan is probably the way less compared to normal Switch 2. Yeah, the logistics is that, once again, people there, like the yen to dollar is different, so using Japan is silly. And once again, Sony also has a Japan only, so I don't understand. It doesn't matter that they do. Sony also only has a Japan model only, you know, system that they greenlit very fast. So Sony also did the same thing. So yeah, and Sony also did somewhat of the same thing with a $400. They also built in a price drop from the very beginning with a $400 to $500 system. So they also did that too. So forcing people to buy digital only for the $100 off. Why don't they just make it just where there's no digital only? It's just like a physical system, you know? So it's like they also did things in order to manipulate and get cheaper prices for people too, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, you know? And yes, that's available in lots of different places, unlike the Japanese one with the Japanese only language model. But once again, very different rules, taxes, regulations, things like that, you know? Very different overall. But once again, companies are going to do whatever they're going to do in order to drive their markets in certain places or whatever. So it is what it is. Like the crying about this is stupid. Let's see here. OJ, you gonna get Resident Evil Special Edition controller with the amiibo? Maybe. I'm not sure. I am not sure if I'm gonna get that or not. I'm not 100% sure. I might not. I'm getting the triple pack, so I'm already getting the triple pack. That's happening, but I don't know if I'm going to get the controller. We'll see though. I like the controller. I think it looks good, but I don't know. I'm just like not set 100% just yet. He says, you think your dad had to pay scalpers to get the original Wii? Oh, okay. Let's see. I thought it was cool that Nintendo sold the Switch 2 cheaper in Japan because the financial crisis of the yen, taking care of their own people is a very good thing. Yeah, it's the financial crisis of the yen. I mean, if the yen wasn't in such bad shape, I think it probably wouldn't be like that, but it is. So yeah. So it is what it is. All right, let's check it out. Let's check this out. Sorry, I went on another tangent. You guys know how we do here. So here are the Famitsu sales for this past 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks of data. That is December 29th, 2025 through January 11th, 2026. Also, we've got the Switch 2 passing a new milestone. New milestone. Switch 2 passing up the GameCube. 4 million units sold in Japan. 4 million units sold in Japan with the Switch 2. So yeah, that's cool, right? Passing up the GameCube's lifetime total. So the GameCube was on the market for like 5 years in Japan plus, and in the 5 years, it sold a little bit over 4 million. Switch 2 has already sold over that and passed up the GameCube. So pretty crazy. I think it's 4.04 million to 4.09 million. So the Switch 2 has already passed up the GameCube in overall sales in Japan. So yeah, that's cool. And it's actually halfway to the PlayStation 5 at this point. It's actually more than halfway. I think the PS5 has around, what is it, 7 million? Yeah, like around 7, a little bit over 7 million. Let me double check. Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers right here. But yeah, you got that one, but digital edition, and then you got the PS5. Yeah, so that's 6 million, 7 million. Yeah, so a bit over 7 million. So it's more than 50%, more than halfway, already. So the what's it called? The Switch 2 is selling really well. But for the past 2 weeks, it did 313,000. Now, if it wasn't, I mean, I thought at first, like, wait a minute, hold up, 313,000 for 1 week, but it's 2 weeks, so it's averaging over 150,000. So like 157,000 units per the last 2 weeks. Now that's post holiday, that's post Christmas, at this point. So that's even after Christmas and even into the new year, you're still seeing people buy the Switch 2 at a really good clip. So I expect that to continue. I expect that to continue with Mario with Mario Tennis Fever. You've got Pocopia, and you've got the Nintendo Direct coming up. You got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. You've got some pretty good games. You got Resident Evil. So I do see this continuing in Japan at least, and just seeing it being steady in Europe, being steady in the US until Mario and Zelda come out. I think once Mario and Zelda comes out, I think that's when you're going to see a huge explosion in the West, bigger than what it's been. It's been good. It's been really, really good. But Japan has been pacing near the US, if not above the US, maybe. We'll see the sales numbers, but it's been pacing there, and obviously the US has way more people. I think once you get the brand new Zelda or Mario game out, I think that's when the US kind of overtakes Japan in terms of the weekly or monthly sales. Once you get that new 3D Mario out, and once you get like the next Zelda out, Zelda remake, Zelda remaster, Zelda stuff, I think that's important. And Pokemon. I think Pokemon, Mario, I think those two are the keys for this year. I would bet that we're gonna see new Pokemon and new Mario announced this year. Like, I would bet. Now, will they both come out this year? I don't know 100%. I think Pokemon is etched in. That is penciled in. But I think Mario, it's like they could announce it this year and comes out next year. But I think Mario's going to be announced at the next Nintendo Direct. And I think it's either going to be announced or teased at the next Nintendo Direct. And it could come out this year, maybe next. They might have a 2027, one on that one. And then more information and details later. But I would not be surprised if they say new Mario, 3D Mario, show it off first, and then boom, it comes out October 2026. Bam. Would not be surprised. And then Pokemon, brand new Pokemon Gen 10 Pokemon, November 2026. Pokemon Day coming up, so that should be big. We also have some other sales news to go over when it comes to Pokemon. Pokemon Legends ZA, over 2.5 million units physical only in Japan. If you count digital with that, we're probably looking at 3 million, maybe 4 million when it comes to digital sales too. And that's just in Japan. This game has done incredibly well. It has done incredibly well. Also, another couple things here. Mario Kart World, over 2.7 million, not including the digital eShop sales by itself. Also, Kirby Air Riders and Donkey Kong Bonanza. Both these games hanging around 500,000. They should hit 500,000 in the next... Kirby Air Riders should hit 500,000. Physical only, not digital, next week. In the next week or so. 2 weeks. Donkey Kong, maybe 3 weeks for Donkey Kong. But both of them should be hitting 500,000 physical retail. Now, if you count digital, obviously they're both over 500,000. Kirby might be near 1 million just in Japan by itself when it comes to Air Riders. But we should get a bunch of new million sellers. When it comes to Nintendo, we should see the updated sales for Donkey Kong, Kirby Air Riders, Pokemon Legends. Like, there's going to be a bunch of games that's going to be on the best sellers. So it's going to be nice to see some new games in there. So yeah. Not Mario Power Tennis. No, not Mario Tennis Fever. How realistic would it be to expect Mario Galaxy 3? I think you can't rule out Mario Galaxy. You can't rule out Sephiroth just getting slashed up by Cloud. You can't rule out Mario Galaxy 3 because of the Mario Galaxy movie, because Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, like, you just can't rule it out. It's definitely possible that they just say, hey, look, we're doing Mario Galaxy, but maybe Mario Galaxy Sandbox, open world Mario Galaxy. I would not be surprised if we get open world Mario Galaxy, where they take the sandbox style of Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, or just Bowser's Fury, more like it, of, those games, Odyssey, but then make it in space. It's an open world Mario Galaxy 3, like open world Galaxy game, right? They might not call it Mario Galaxy 3. Maybe they call it Mario Universe, right? Maybe they, dude, that might happen. Super Mario Universe? It is very possible. I just like convinced myself that they're gonna do Super Mario Universe. It's not gonna be called Galaxy, it's gonna be called Universe. Not Galaxy, it's gonna be called Universe. Super Mario Universe, open world Mario game in space, team it up with the movie. I think that's possible. Pseudo Galaxy 3. Jose, what do you use to clean your Switch 2 screen? Just some Amazon screen cleaner. It's just this one right here, screen cleaner. And it comes like with the thing. That's it. Super Mario. That sounds so good. That sounds so good, man. It does. It really does. That's what I'm saying, because those Wii camera controls are not aged too well. Yeah. What's the total Switch 1 sales? We'll find out in February, but right now they're at about 154 million. Grow. I remember folks saying ZA had the worst launch in Arceus, but they didn't mention how it seemingly has better legs so far. And they also didn't mention that Arceus, in terms of when that launched and the amount of people that, the Switch at that time that had the system, and one of them's launching before the holiday, one of them launched a bit after the holiday going into the following year. So it was a little bit of a different scenario, but it wasn't very far away from each other. Like the difference was negligible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like Arceus sold like 3 million units more. It was like less than 1 million from what I remember. And once again, Pokemon Legends ZA still has its upcoming holiday. It sold right around the same. It was pretty close. So to me, that's not like, oh my god, it sold way worse. Oh, people were trying to clickbait it. I spoke with OmniArch, he's a Nintendo grifter type content creator. He just makes AI slop thumbnails and like, oh, Pikachu shock faces, and that's what he does. And he gets plenty of views. Shout out to him. Like I said, the grift is there. He's making money. That's fine. But like, when the sales numbers come out and it's really good, he even admitted himself that, oh, well, yeah, he thinks it's going to sell well. He thinks it's going to sell just as good as Arceus. Like, he already thinks it's going to sell on par with it. He's just doing it because he knows he doesn't like the game because the graphics. Not because he doesn't think the game is good. He thinks that the game just sucks because the graphics are bad, and because he knows that he can clickbait people on YouTube. So a lot of these people, in terms of who said that, who were doing that, they're simply doing it because they're angry at Pokemon, they're angry at the Power World lawsuit, not because they're actually being logical about the sales numbers, because anybody could see and look at that, it's like, wait a minute, hold up. The sales are pretty much right on par with it, and it still has the holiday season coming up. It still has more people picking up the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, it's probably going to sell just as good, if not better. That's what most logical people were thinking. But once again, clickbaiters, rage baiters, grifters, they're not thinking that. They're thinking, how can I make money off this? How can I make money off this right now? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, I can clickbait it right now and get a reaction from people, So that's really what it was with that. Not because it actually was doing bad or anything like that. Obviously, it was doing fine. Let's see here. If you're tired of YouTubers making doom and gloom vids and clickbait vids, stop watching them. You can easily get people that are clickbaiters. You can easily opt out of their videos. Just click on the three little dots on the page of their video, like that you see it. If it's on your home feed, just click on that and then say don't recommend this channel, and you can completely change your algorithm to where you don't get any grifter vids. Shout outs to V. Shout outs, welcome. Intergrade preloaded, ready to go next Thursday. Hey, there you go. What's up, Paul Gale? Welcome. Why are you complaining about thumbnails? You used AI thumbnails before? I do not use AI thumbnails in mine. So no, I don't use AI thumbnails at all. I don't recall any time that I used or consistently use AI thumbnails. I don't recall doing that at all in any of my vids or any of my thumbnails, unless you've got some to point out those thumbnails for me. If I'm using a bunch of AI thumbnails, go ahead, Venom. Which videos are they? Which thumbnails are? Do you have links to the thumbnails that I've used AI characters and all that? Give me the links to those videos. Super Mario Legacy 3D Mario game where you can explore new and old areas like Dinosaur Island, Sassara, Land Bomb Battlefield, Delfino. I'm not sure if that's. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Schizofarmy says AI thumbnails are fine. That's fine. People use AI slop thumbnails all the time. I just think it's kind of slop because half the time you know that it's a grifter bait content. You know, like Shock Mario, Sad Mario. You already know it. You already know what the type of video it is. You already know. Let's see. How's your storage on Switch 2? Do you have more data or around a lot? I have 512 gigabytes of data, so I have enough. I got 750 gigabytes. I got like 700 plus because I have a 512 plus the 250, so I have enough. Yeah, YouTube algorithm preys on weak-minded. Don't fall for the clickbait sensational thumbnails. I don't recommend channel for anything grift-worthy. Yeah, slop is just bad creative direction. Yeah, like I said, so not no, but before you got blasted your live stream and you were like, come on guys, just a little AI, come on, please don't leave. Put the links of me using AI that I use them all the time, Venom. Put the links of that. I'm not asking you about, oh come on guys, just a little AI. No, I don't use AI thumbnails for my videos. For all of my videos on my channel, I do not use AI thumbnails. I do not use AI thumbnails. Now, have I used like, I think what was like a fire background just to test it out because I have like a little thing in my power director that lets me test out things. Sure, but I don't use them. I don't use them in my thumbnails. They don't have that. I don't have any AI thumbnails on my channel. I don't have any. I tested it out, just tested out some stuff, but I don't use a bunch of AI thumbnails. Go look on my channel. There are no AI thumbnails on my channel for any of my videos. There are no AI artwork, especially I think AI artwork is the work, like when people are taking AI art and using other people's art and manipulating that. That's something that I have not done. I do not do that, and there's nothing on my channel that's like that. But like I said, if you've got links to all of my AI thumbnails, feel free to drop them in the chat and we can go through them right now. Or I'll give you the opportunity to apologize. So it's like one of those two things. Either you say sorry or you show me the links of all of my thumbnails that have AI in them. Go ahead. So it's like you've got two options here, Venom. I'm just gonna time you out for the rest of the night, to be honest, because I'm not going back. Like you like to argue once again. You didn't even say hi. You didn't even say hi. Oh, what up, OJ? So I already know what type of person you are. You're a buster. So it's like, listen. You can either apologize, or you can show me the links to the thumbnails. Okay, you don't want to do either one? All right. Have a nice night, buddy. Thanks for coming out to the stream. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't use AI, guys. I don't use AI in my thumbnails. I don't use AI in my thumbnails. Once again, I have like a background where I just like tested like a fire background. That's it. There was no AI art or anything like that in any of my thumbnails. Some people have accused me of that, but it wasn't AI. It was just somebody drew a picture of Princess Zelda. So I was like, oh, that looks cool. So it was already up. It was like, I thought it was like just like fan art or something like that. So I don't think it was AI. People try to say it was, but I don't think it was. It looked like it was just like art. So yeah. But yeah, I don't use AI. Like I don't use AI art in my thumbnails at all. So yeah. Thanks for coming out though, Venom. Appreciate that, man. But we're not doing this again. We did it last time with you. You're crazy. You're a schizo. And you don't like me. I don't like you. So just move along. If you come here and you do that again without even like, if you come here and just start trying to be angry with me without even like saying, yo, what up, OJ, or anything, I'll just ban this account and you can come back with a different one. I'll just ban the next one until you leave, bro. So I ain't dealing with you tonight, man. Thanks for coming out to the stream though. I appreciate you. So yeah. Let's see here. How's the movie, bro? People hear the terminologies on the internet, have no idea what that means. Just say that whatever. Yeah, he says I'm nobody's moving the goalposts. I don't use AI art on my thumbnails. He says that I use AI art on my thumbnails. I do not. Do not. Now, was there a stream where I talk about, oh, there's just a little like a background? Yeah, but that's not using AI art. That's not using AI thumbnails. I don't use all that for my videos. No. So yeah.
Do chill. There's other people. Yeah, we're chill. I'm chill. We're good. Hey, there's already talking about Switch 2 Lite. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, that seems obvious. Nintendo always makes a Lite system, so that's not anything crazy. But I'll probably talk about that in a video. Like I did see that, so I have it bookmarked. I might discuss that in a vid tomorrow or so. We'll see. But yeah. I just timed him out for 24 hours, so if I'm streaming this time tomorrow, he can come back. He can come back then. But I just unless he wants to come back with the sock account. But I'm not, guys. I'm not here to argue with like I said with weirdos that want to come here and dissect every little thing and be angry because they watch Grifter. I'm not here to do that. Like Rule of Three, Venom, these guys, this other the crazy DBZ. Like, bro, I'm not here to argue with you guys all stream, fam. Like y'all be acting weird as hell. So once again, if y'all want to argue, just pay up. If you want to argue, if you don't like me, obviously you don't like me on my channel, whatever. That's fine. But if you're gonna want me to argue with you back and forth, you gotta pay. It's $10 per 10 minutes. It's the troll tax. So pay up and we can argue about whatever you want for 10 minutes. But like, I'm not gonna take these people just coming here every single day and getting angry about Switch 2 Japanese sales or getting salty, making up you use AI thumbnails. It's like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Show me them. No, you're moving the goalposts. You don't use them. You said in the stream, you said just a little AI, guys. Freaking joking. I'm not serious. I don't use AI art in my thumbs. You can look at all my thumbnails. You don't. I don't. So yeah. Are you gonna discuss the next Mario Kart game After World? The next Mario Kart game After World? No, because Mario Kart World still has a long life in front of it. There's not gonna be another Mario Kart game anytime soon. Let's see here. There's really only just three. It's just three. To be honest, it's just three people. It's just three people. It's just Venom, Rule of Three, and DBZ Nation. It's just these three guys, and they just make sock accounts. They just make different accounts. It's the same three people. That's all it is. That have nothing better to do whenever I stream. So yeah, like I said, and because they all get upset about the same thing. They all get upset about Japanese sales. They all get upset about like everything. I don't know. And they never say hi. They never say anything like that. Or what up, OJ? Or they never ask me anything like about what games they're playing. They never say anything. It's always just straight to negative. They're not here to actually talk about games. They're a bunch of frauds. They're a bunch of fraud gamers. So that's why I'm hard on them. That's why I'm kind of like quick to, like, I don't like them. They don't like me. So, like, but I'm not going to ban them right away. But like, I'm not going to be all nice to them. There ain't no reason. Like, these people are weird as hell. So if you're not going to be nice or even have the common courtesy to say what up, OJ, or even, like I said, talk about video games in any type of way, then I'm not going to be nice to you. Like, I'm going to time you out when I feel like it. It's my stream. If you don't like it, too bad. Simeon Quinn with the $5 dono says, evening, OJ, just getting in. Music request is UN Squadron, Quartermaster Corp, Supply Truck Music. God dang. Been a week since I last spoken. I never seen a vid AI. Well, he didn't say like he didn't say AI video. He said AI thumbs. He said I use AI thumbnails for my videos, and I'm like, no, I don't use AI thumbnails for my videos. Like AI art, like what people talk about AI. I'm like, no, I don't do that. Like I said, you can go through my channel. You can see if you can find it. Feel free. Let me know. Most of my videos are like renders that people put up, or most of my thumbs are just like the official art or like an actual screenshot. Like, for example, today's thumb for today's video. What is it? It's yeah, I used the Resident Evil Leon S. Kennedy official screen artwork, and then I used an official render from Nintendo for the Switch 2. Then I used an official render from Nintendo for the GameCube, and then I used a standard background for the left side of it. I used the standard background from my own art that I have, like from my own like Power Director gives you a bunch of different backgrounds that you can use, and I just used one of the random ones that they give me. So yeah. So yeah. Let's see here. Hey OJ, I'm doing good though. Let me play the music for you. Shout outs, man. I appreciate it. Shout outs to Ken too, man. Ken's awesome. UN Squadron. UN
Squadron Quarter Master Corps. Hey Jay, how you doing? Did you go over the Resident Evil Requiem Direct? How did you like it? Yeah, I didn't go over it that much yet, but yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a pretty cool thing. So yeah. I use AI to decompress my thoughts. There you go. What games are you playing these days? Yeah, I put out my my what's it called? I'm playing Trails in the Sky and the Dragon Quest 7. That's basically what I've been playing. But Trails in the Sky. AI thumbs and nails. Why waste your time if you hate Switch 2? It's not that they hate. It's not that they necessarily hate Switch 2. They just don't like me. So they don't like me because they watch grifter vids, or they like people. They watch people that don't like. So they come over from those videos to be angry at me about something, and to get a reaction. So, like I said, my whole stream is reactions. I'm 100% focused on, like, I'm not playing another game, or I'm not going over like a bunch of other stuff. So I can take the time to address people. Once again, it's my job. I get paid to do this. They do this for free. So I don't have a problem going back and forth a little bit and then banning them or timing them out. I don't have a problem doing that. Once again, they're doing it for free. I'm getting paid. I get paid in ad revenue. I get paid. You guys drop donos. So this is my job. So I have no problem entertaining, you know, people. Like I said, but once it starts going too long, okay, we got to enact the troll tax. Or if I feel like the conversation is not getting anywhere, if I feel like it's not, you're just now just repeating the same stuff, like, I'll just be like, all right, we're good here. I'll just ban you or I'm timing you out. You know, like, if you're going to act like crazy. Or I'll just go off, like, I'll just say what I think. I'll say my honest thoughts. Yo, you're annoying. Why are you acting this way? Y'all being weird. And I'll rant on it because, like I said, we got 3 hours here, you know? Like, we got a good amount of time, so I don't mind talking and saying my mind. I don't care if people clip. I don't care if people say whatever. I don't care if they call me names. Go ahead, do it. Do it. I'm going to be me. That's one thing. I've been here before all these people. I'll be here after these people, after they're done. Trust me. I was here before them. I'll be here after them when their channels fail. So it's like, it's fine by me. I don't care. I've outlasted a lot of troll channels and a lot of negative channels before, guys. It's not the first time. It's not the last time that people pop up. People were doing this in the Wii U era. People were doing this in the Wii era. People were doing this in lots of eras. I was there before. I'll be during, and I'll be here after. So I'm not going anywhere. So keep on complaining. Let's see here. Shout out to Simeon Coin. Appreciate you though, fam. Yeah, that's a banger, dude. That's a banger. 227 on the combo board. Let's go. We haven't even gotten DLC for Mario Kart World, or nowhere near to discuss that. Yeah, we're nowhere near discussing the next Mario Kart game. That's way too early. Way too early. I've enjoyed Trails in the Sky first chapter so far. The story is pretty good, but more focused on killing the monsters and side quests to get stronger. Learn the hard way. Yeah. Yep. You got to do the side quests in the game, otherwise you're going to be too weak to handle some of the other stuff. I'm gonna check out the demo for Blaze Blue and Trophy. It's really good. Hope they have a Switch 2 edition cooking up. Yeah, I did see that the demo was out for that. Maybe I'll check it out. Yeah. Maybe I will check that one out. The real question is, will you outlast DSP? Well, I wasn't here before DSP. DSP started doing YouTube before I did. But will I outlast DSP? That dude's like a roach, man. I don't know if I'll outlast this dude. DSP legitimately might do video game content creation till he's like 70 or 80, till like he's like on the doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Like he might do video game streaming. He might be like old grandpa, legit streaming. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna be doing like full time. No, like I think I'll hopefully be well into my NFL career of like NFL content, and like maybe get spots on people's podcasts and different shows like as I'm older. You know, I don't plan on doing 100% gaming content in my 50s, 60s. You know, I don't plan on that. I plan on trying to see if I can pivot to NFL content and do gaming content every night, and maybe have somebody else help me with the channel, you know, and maybe we'll have like another person like to do daily live streams, and then I'll come on and do streams too. Like maybe I'll do some editing here and there. Maybe I'll do some videos, but I'll have somebody else take over, you know, like I'll have like an employee take over, pretty much take over and do that. But like, but that's like down the line, you know? But yeah, I can see him probably just being around for like forever, like just till he's done, bro. So no, because roaches live forever. Do they? I do not know the. How long is a roach lifespan? Oh, they don't live that long, do they? They don't live that long. I think they can survive any type of thing, though. Yo, Trails Beyond the Horizon is the best Trails game on the Switch 2 performance-wise, up to 120. Whoa! Wait a minute, 100? They got Trails Beyond the Horizon to 120 FPS handheld? But why not? Why isn't there no 120 FPS docked? Wait a minute, they really got it to 120 FPS handheld mode? That's crazy. 60 FPS docks, looks and run fantastic. I wish I was actually at that point for Trails Beyond the Horizon. I wish I was there, but I'm all the way back at Trails in the Sky. So I've got to wait before I play that one. But man, did they really get that up to 120 FPS handle? That's crazy. But why not docked? Why didn't they do the 120 FPS docked? DSP AVGN OG. Or they drop day one patch, bump up the resolution. Either way, I'm liking it. What are you talking about? JViews. The gameplay looks great. They're gonna have a ton of characters. Okay, you're talking about somebody else. This might be the first human to beat old age because he's too stubborn. I know, seriously. Well, the thing about old age is that you don't ever really die of old age. You die of something pertaining to that because you've just been around for forever. So if ever in the future, if there's a way to cure everything that happens with your body, which there will be in the future, technically speaking, you could live for forever if you could afford all of that in the future. So in the distant future, you don't, like I said, you don't ever actually die of anything. You just die of something that goes wrong with your body. But once again, if they have a health condition or like medicine that can fix that, then technically you can just be alive for forever. I mean, you will look terrible. You will look like a walking skeleton and you won't be able to move, but technically you can be alive if you wanted to. Once again, that's very distant, not in our lifetime future. And I don't think people are going to opt for that unless they found a way to actually regenerate skin, regenerate muscle tissue, regenerate bone density. That would be terrible. So yeah. The Great Waz in the house, yes sir. That's why I'm hoping for second chapter to come out with 120 FPS as well. Yeah, I think that they actually did a good job of optimization. That's good. That's definitely good. Imagine playing Game of the Year Resident Evil Requiem on Potato Switch 2, game key cards, LOL. Well, people are gonna mainly buy the game digital anyway, Randy. Most people buy the game digital on Xbox and PlayStation. I don't think most people are buying the game, and PC, that's all digital. So I don't know why game key cards, that's a big problem, because once again, a lot of people are gonna buy the game digital too. When it comes to the potato of the Switch 2, I don't know if you've actually seen the game running on Switch 2, but it looks like it's actually running pretty good on Switch 2. So you'd play it on there because you get portable play. You can play it anywhere that you want without having to do like a Steam Deck or like an Xbox Raw Guy, like some expensive thing that you have to transfer the save file, or like a PS Portal, which is streaming. So that's the reason why people would play it on there. And from what we've seen so far, it actually looks and runs pretty decent on the Switch 2. So yeah, and once again, people are gonna buy it digitally on PC. People are gonna buy the game digitally on Xbox. People are gonna buy the game digitally on. So I'm not sure why game key cards a problem. As if people are buying physical copies like crazy on PlayStation. They're not. Or like on Xbox. They're not. Or PC doesn't have it at all. So yeah, I don't think you really care about game key cards because I don't think you criticize people actually buying the game digital. So So yeah, on PC, I don't think that you are, or you wouldn't be upset if people say they're gonna buy it on PC. You don't care about all digital. You don't care about that. So yeah, I'm guessing you're a troll, based off of that. Good try though. Good try though. You almost got you. I wouldn't even say that you almost got me. You did it. That was a weak troll attempt. Cybertorch with the $10 dono.
Now I'm gonna live to at least 2089, so I can live through the 80s again playing 100-year-old games Tears of Joy.
Nice. Shout out Cybertorch. There will be medicine, Cybertorch. That'll keep you alive. You just got to take care of yourself in the meantime. So that's all I would tell you guys if you want to have a long life. Obviously, some of it's hereditary, but a lot of it is just taking care of yourself. And if you make it to a distant future where there is advanced medicine, it'll keep you alive. Trust me. The stuff that I was working on before I got fired from my health job, it was pretty wild. They had a lot of experimental drugs that could extend life, that could help cure crazy sicknesses, but they were testing them on like rodents and stuff like that. So obviously rodents aren't the same as humans, but there were definitely tests and medicines and things that they were working on that I heard around the wayside that were crazy, but they're not safe on humans. So obviously it's not going to be a thing, but it'll be a thing later. But not now. Maybe like 30 to 40 years, it'll be a thing where you're going to hear about these miracle drugs. I don't have a name for them, but they're going to be called miracle drugs, where they literally cure things that were like, yeah, you're kind of screwed, or you're near screwed, or you got to go through a lot of treatment. You pop a pill, or you rub it into your scalp, or you rub it and it works, and it keeps you alive, and it keeps you better, or it cures it. So 30, 40 years, I would say. So just hold out till then. Hold out till then. Let's hear. Thank you for the big $10, though, Cybertor. Shout outs, man. You out here tonight. I'll be 110, but man, having fun. There you go, man. There you go. You have to go through 13 games first to play Trails. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't play Trails Beyond the Horizon because I got to go through like a million different games. So I'm like screwed in that respect. So yeah. Did you work at Umbrella Corp? Kinda. Kinda. Yeah. I mean, it was a pharmacy on the out front, but the company inside was a very serious health company on the inside. But I mean, I worked through a pharmacy. But yeah. But I mean, these things are known. I mean, obviously you have very controversial stuff that I don't want to talk about, like stem cell research and all that. I mean, that stuff's been being done for forever, but it's just the ethics around that. But there are people with a lot of money that are whew, I don't know, let's call it stem cell Kaioken. I don't know, Super Saiyan stem cell. I don't know what else to call it. SSS stem cell research. Like, ooh. I know they don't tell us everything, but trust me, there are people that are doing very crazy things, and there are stuff. It's like you know, bionic arms. It's like, yeah, there's bionic, but yeah, the price, the research, everything's not there. But yeah, are there bionic arms for people that have no arms that they can attach and like they can have it? But yes, there are. But the pricing, the cost, the research, it's just too high for a consumer grade. It costs $1 million for it, right? But are there those things like Deus Ex? Of course there are. Are there crazy miracle drugs? Yes. Jerry Jones took one. For those who don't know, Jerry Jones, he took one and it helped him. It extended his life. But Jerry Jones had a very, very severe problem with him that might have killed him. He's the owner for the Dallas Cowboys, and he took a drug that most people don't have access to, but he's a billionaire, and it saved his life for the time being. It saved his life for now, you know. So that's what I'm talking about, stuff like that, right? The rich, they have access to things that we might not, you know. So yeah. Do you think we'll see Xenoblade characters like Noah, Mio, and Rex in Super Smash Brothers? I think it's possible for all of those. Yes, it's possible for all those. Trails is a hell of a ride. Yeah, gaming has evolved to a point to where media just really isn't viable just media just isn't really viable anymore for portable systems. It can still work for some games, smaller entries, first party, but expect PS6 and Nintendo 3DS digital only. I expect the Nintendo Switch 3 to have a cartridge slot for backwards compatibility at the very minimum, you know. We'll see though if Nintendo can do something, but yeah, it's getting to the point where like with the speeds and stuff, it gets harder and harder every generation, you know. Didn't Rothschild have like 13 transplants? Heart transplants? I don't know who that is. So, yeah. Mickle drugs are weird, yeah. What's up, Juice Man Vaughn? What is good, man? What is good? Fountain of Youth. Not quite the Fountain of Youth. They haven't figured that one out yet. That one's coming, though. But not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. But it's coming. But not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. But, oh man. Dude, did we hit 3 hours already? Yo, what the heck? Wasn't I just talking about how we're going to be here for 3 hours, so we're going to be here for a long time? Jesus, man. We already hit 3 hours. Okay. All right, guys. I've got to edit tonight. Oh my goodness, my boy. He is on one right now. Okay. So we are going to wrap it up for tonight, guys. I want to say thank you so much for coming out to today's stream. I have a new video that's up. If you want to check it out, please check it out, guys. Please check it out. I'd appreciate if you guys did. It is a dope video on the Nintendo Direct and Mario Odyssey Switch 2 version. No, because we already have a Mario Odyssey Switch 2 version. It's already there. They have an update, a 4K update, 60 FPS. So there's already an update that makes it pretty much a Switch 2 version already there. Ninmar. So yeah, if you want it, go download it. It's free. It's a free patch. I'm on Fire Emblem Binge Chapter 14A. There you go. So yeah, my boy is like, wow. I heard him in the background. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Today was a crazy stream. Big love to Cyber Taurus. Big love to Simeon Coin. Big love to RX Gaming. Big love to ICP. Big love to Cool Rips. Big love to Sean Kramer. Big love to Dream a Little Mo. Big love to 7Dio. Big love to Bloodstain. Big love to Dan Gonzalez. Big love to Justin. Big love to Gene Chat. Switch After Dark. Elements Master becoming a member. Thank you so much, Elements Master. I appreciate that. Let's go. Kevin, what's good? What's good? Justin, thank you guys so much. Switch After Dark once again. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for being awesome. Appreciate all of you guys for being so cool. So big combo breaks. Big love. We're going to have JoJo Friday tomorrow. JoJo Friday tomorrow. So come through. We out here. We're doing JoJo's all night. And we're going to be representing and partying. We're going to have a party. We're going to talk about a lot of big stuff when it comes to Nintendo. And we are going to discuss a lot of fun stuff. There's probably going to be more news and more information that has came out from other things. So yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. Big love to J Views. I like seeing whole numbers. LOL. Much love, OJ. Hey, let's go. Joe, we're going to talk, like I said, my morning, your afternoon. I'm definitely going to give you a little page on Discord. So I'll check that out. Tomorrow, for me tomorrow at least. I think it might be for you today, but for me tomorrow. Shout outs to J Views. Thank you for the big 13. Hey, that'll be like the precursor for the JoJo. We'll do like it's the precursor for the JoJo Friday. We'll do it right now. Let's go. JoJo Thursday from J Views. You wanted to see it. Much love, baby. Appreciate that. Let's go. 250 on the overclock board. We are out here tonight, guys. I appreciate that. Combo bricks. Wait, did I do? No, you did fine. You did fine. It was 237. It's 250. So 37, 47, 250. Overclock. No, you did good. You did good. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Shout outs to the JoJos. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And then, yeah, you guys have a nice night. Watch the video, today's video. If you haven't seen today's video, please check it out. I recommend it. It's fun. Black Newell's in there. So I have a skit that I do with Gabe Newell, but me. So it's kind of like Black Keely, but not Black Keely. So go check that out. If you want to win a Switch 2, subscribe to the channel, comment on the videos, drop comments, and yeah, I'll be picking somebody randomly. So all right, guys, love y'all so much. Appreciate that, and we will see you